Hello there, and welcome to our Star Wars Episode 2 Attack of the Clones Drinkalong live stream. Guys, we have been waiting for this for so long, and it is finally happening. How are you guys doing today?
Doing good. We've given our livers a bit of a respite, which is why we've had more of a delay between the drunk watch-alongs this time. And we're probably going to need it with this one, because I know I say this every single time, but we've got this sense of escalation going between all of the drunk watch-alongs we've done so far. And I'm not going to lie, the rules on this one are very intimidating. They're not for the faint of heart. So again, I'm going to get the disclaimer out of the way. Drink responsibly at home. Don't do what we're about to do to ourselves. Because it looks like we're basically going to be drinking for every single line of the script on this one.
Pretty much.
But I'm looking forward to it. It's been a while since I've seen Attack of the Clones, and I know it's not regarded as everyone's favorite one, but there's a lot of cool stuff in there. And I mean, that's mostly going to be the guy, as you can see in the bottom corner, very beautifully edited by George down there. And yeah, it's going to be a good one.
Yeah, I mean, Attack of the Clones is. I think we delved into it when, back in before Force Awakens, that it's inadvertently not everyone's first Star Wars film, but this is the age where it was the event film. If that makes sense for our age group. I think we all saw Phantom Menace, but there's something about, I don't know about Attack of the Clones because it's 3 years later. Obviously, it's not Revenge of the Sith. We get to that in 4 weeks' time, but I think it gets a lot of unjust hate. It's just too easy a target. Yes, it is one of the weakest, but it's just the really boring targeted things when there's been a lot worse. And it is quite legendary to its own reasoning.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get into it.
We'll get
this
into
is actually one of the, I think this was the first movie that was requested by a viewer, right? When we did our first watch in the comments, someone mentioned Attack of the Clones. You can't just start at episode 2. If you're going to do it, you've got to do it properly. So that's why we did Phantom Menace, and we were debating whether we were going to do this one, but we had so much fun on that Phantom Menace one. We've just got to see it through. And I'm already looking forward to the one in a month's time. But we are here for episode 2 tonight, and it's going to be awesome.
And it's a very hot day here, which I don't know if that's going to make it worse for us. But yeah, I'm
going to get the alcohol sweats. Yes. Are we showing off drinks then before we get to the rules, or do you want to go through the rules first?
We'll go through drinks first, I reckon.
Yeah, so, I'm gonna. Should I jump first? Plain Jane.
Yeah,
I've gone for the exact same combination as last time. We have a nice bottle of Jack Daniels, a Pepsi Max, and it's already been mixed into my Darth Vader cup. So I don't think I'll get as paralyzed as he was. But yeah.
So I'm on the wine again tonight. This is a new one. I haven't tried this. This is actually giving me a good opportunity to try as many different wines as possible, because I don't usually do it. This is a Gavi del Commune de Gavi in a very nice green lid, mirroring Coleman Treeball's lightsaber right there down at the bottom. And the description is a refreshing and fragrant with a perfect and intriguing balance of tangy lemon, weighty fruit, and a subtle waxy nuttiness. So
it sounds like it sounds like the sort of aftershave I expect Coleman Treeball to have.
So I'm on 2 drinks tonight. I'm on 2 different variants of Bulmers, depending on how I'm feeling during the time. So I will be going through those.
Okay, so we've got, I can't tell if we've got 3 people in or if we've got 4 people in. I'm not quite sure how that works, but should we give it another couple of minutes before we get into it?
Yes. Before we get into it, we'll go through the rules in a second. But first, please follow us on the social medias down below in the description. Please also be sure to like this video. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I've been looking at the video stats and stuff like that recently. Most of the people who watch our videos are actually unsubscribed, which is just why?
That's just rude.
It is rude. So you guys should subscribe for more content just like this, especially when we're going to be having Revenge of the Sith, which I know this is hyped, but that's going to be to a whole new level, which is going to be next month around this time.
Awesome. Right, we will go through the rules then. We're getting some people in now. So we have actually just had a comment from Nick Gatrell, which says, "Christ, guys, are you really doing this?" Yes, we are.
Yes.
And you haven't even seen the rules yet. You're about to.
I wanted to Google some of the rules of the script. So I'm going to leave with the surprise of how wasted I'm going to get later on. Like Phantom Menace, I had an estimated prediction, and this I don't know anything. So if we bring the rules up, we're going to put them on thumbnail for everyone.
Yeah.
So rule 1. drink whenever someone free falls. If you know what free fall means, basically this one's just people jumping off things. Are we including dead bodies, guys? Are we including dead bodies?
Yes, we are.
We're
That's
including dead
one
bodies.
specific scene. Yes, we are.
Very nice. I'll take let's take two. Rule 2. Anyone?
Oh, rule number 2. Every time Padme changes costume, which was also a rule from the first film. Apparently, she does that in almost every film she is in.
That's going to be the one that we probably carry over. That's going to be the one that runs the relay and gets through all the prequels. So we have rule number 3. Obi-Wan makes a condescending remark towards Anakin. Again, this is the first of many rules, which is basically every single moment in the script.
George, rule number 4.
Rule number 4. Anakin makes a condescending remark towards Obi-Wan Kenobi. It's the vice versa.
So you can't have one without the other, right? It's a synergistic relationship.
It's perfectly balanced. It's a forced dyad.
Yes.
It's a drinking dyad. There we go. It's done.
Rule number 5. Drink every time someone loses a lightsaber. This could be from a variety of different things, but I can't actually remember how many times lightsabers are lost in this film.
It's a lot.
We're not counting people who get Jedis or Sith who get killed and then drop the lightsaber. It has to be someone actually properly, losing the lightsaber.
There tends to be a reaction shot. Yeah. Okay, so we have rule number 6. Every time the words, oh my god, separatists, Jedi, and Padawan are mentioned, I believe also, we like having a rule in there as well where we can get a bit of user engagement. You can shout along, and as we get increasingly more drunk, it gets hilarious. So I believe we're going with the rule that when the word Padawan is mentioned and you drink, you have to say, "Good call, my young Padawan," in your best Obi-Wan Kenobi voice.
Yes.
I did not know that part, so I'm intrigued. I need to get on my Ewan accent now. Episode. Sorry, it's because you've done in a very nice tone. You've got the right font. Rule number 7. Every time C-3PO makes a pun, kind of self-explanatory. Basically, this film too much. We're not doing the original trilogy, so we're saved in that sense. But yeah, that's a nice easy one.
The next rule number is that 8. Rule number 8.
Yep.
Every time Anakin and Padme have an awkward moment.
Oh boy, that's the one. That's the doozy.
We're saying that the awkward pause needs to be recognizable. The awkward moment has to be completely recognizable, and you need to physically cringe at it. And when you physically cringe, that's when you drink.
What about if you don't cringe and you think it's actually just a great romance?
Then that rule is null and void, my friend.
George, prequel acceptance is a real thing.
I love it. Don't worry, I'm not that far into it. Not that.
Okay, I will give George the bonus rule one. So the final official rule is number 9: drink for the duration of each seismic charge. So you've got to just keep it going, keep necking it until that seismic charge is finished. And there's 3 of them. So good luck for that part, everyone. And George, this is your one here.
The bonus rule in honor of one of our fallen heroes, the Coleman Trebor, as seen in the right-hand side of your screen. He is with us for the duration of this journey today. We will raise a toast to his untimely death in his honor during the Battle of Geonosis. Gone but not forgotten. This
will be almost a Coleman Trebor tribute video unofficially throughout, because I have the Wikipedia article in front of me, and periodically through the stream, in some of the quieter moments, I'll be listing off some factoids about Coleman Trebor in case you're not knowledgeable of the Jedi Master, the fallen Jedi Master that we're here to celebrate today. I think we should get into it. I'm hyped.
I will say, if you don't have a copy of it on Blu-ray or 4K or video or DVD, there is Disney Plus. Activate your 3-week trial. You've got like a minute to do it maximum. So it is online to stream in pretty much every country now. So very accessible. I think we can at least say that. Yes. And obviously the same for Revenge of the Sith in a couple of weeks' time. So it is available everywhere across all forms of home video except Laserdisc.
It's like they should get on that. Why not just complete the whole set, right?
Re-release all of them.
I have a copy of the rules in front of me for quick and easy reference, although we do a good job of being very vigilant on them.
Yes.
And throughout, we'll obviously count you down before we begin, but throughout as well, if you guys need a timestamp, just get commenting throughout. This is going to be a good film. We've got a lot of people waiting in there now, and we'll tell you whereabouts right in the movie. Okay, gents, are we all ready?
Synchronize our watches, guys. You ready?
Okay, on 3, 2, 1, go then. Okay, yep. 3, 2, 1, go. 20th Century Fox.
I'm
so
going
happy
to.
they put it on Disney Plus. Like fair play. Like you had to buy the company to give us our Star Wars entrance again.
I'm already
the crawl doesn't count, by the way, does it? The crawl doesn't count for rules.
If the words separatists, Jedi, or Padawan are in there, it counts because I believe we did that. No, the negotiations were they?
We didn't do it for the last one. It was kind of like our entrance to get prepared. Prepare yourselves, pour your drink.
Yay! There we go. That's what we've all been waiting for.
I'm actually nervous now.
Oh, wrong movie, but this is where the fun begins.
Oh, the next one's gonna. I mean, we're all looking forward to this. But
Okay, we're gonna be like, we'll probably be spitballing over the next few weeks what the rules are going to be. But I genuinely think that one of the rules should be we don't start drinking until the fun begins in the next film.
I've got an idea for how I'm going to go about the drinks in the next one, which I'll let you guys know after we finish. I'm not reading. Senate, okay, we're not doing that one. Separatist, there we go. One drink. I'm taking a drink right now.
I'll take a sip.
Jedi Knights.
Sorry, I'm not taking the crawl, guys. This is my preparation. 3, 4. Does the Senate count?
No,
we weren't doing the Senate on this one.
Separatist, Jedi, and Padawan. That's what we're looking for. Jedi, my God,
Jedi
okay.
At the end of the crawl.
That's 4 in the crawl, guys. Now I'm anticipating the actual film.
You know what? That's very smooth. That's quite lethal.
Yeah.
I'm not doing like the disgusting wine face.
What I've done this time is I've put the Pepsi in the fridge the entire day today, so that it's cold and ready to keep me going, rather than when it's a bit not warm, but when it's at a plain temperature, it just tastes worse.
Shall we say alongside episode 1, the most least action-packed opening to a Star Wars film? It's up there.
Yeah.
What we got? We got 7. 7's got that. 8's got that. 9.
It's like Empire's got
9.
Slow.
I think Empire's slow.
But Empire builds, doesn't it? This is just kind of whatever. So cast your mind back to the glorious summer of 2002 when this movie was released. This is
Star Wars film I saw in cinemas.
This was my second Star Wars film, but the only Star Wars film I've ever seen in cinemas once with Solo.
I think I was exactly the same with this one. I remember massive amounts of hype for Phantom Menace when I went into that, and obviously what transpired afterwards. Massive amounts of hype for 3. It was the final Star Wars movie, what we thought at this point. But this is that weird sort of in-between one where didn't really... And I think me and you, George, we've said, like, when we had this on video, we'd always fast forward straight all the way through to Coruscant. Geonosis at the end. I'll get it right. This is like the calm before the storm.
Oh, the poor man's Captain Panaka.
Was actually meant to be Captain Panaka, if I remember rightly.
Didn't want to film in Australia, apparently, which was why.
Oh, yeah.
Wilhelm Scream? Oh, no, not quite.
Kind of. You got like the end of
So I don't want to keep bringing up Red Letter Media throughout this, but there is a very, very funny moment in his review surrounding this part now, where the decoy says she failed her, when he's like, no, actually, that was the whole point of your job. You actually did the job pretty well. You handled the explosion really good.
Does this technically count as a costume change?
No, it's the first costume, right?
Yeah, that's the default.
Did we drink on the first costume last time?
I was trying to remember. That was the red. I don't think we did. I think that was the red one, wasn't it?
It's costume change, right? Every time Padme Amidala changes costume.
Yeah.
Unless we're keeping it going from Phantom Menace. But we have had 10... Sip. JX says it is part of the Wilhelm Scream played backwards. Separatists.
Here we go. Separatists.
I hate the makeup on Palpatine in this film.
The color palette in this room just makes me a bit sick. I don't know if it's the red wall. Something about that shot. It looks very soft. Jedi.
Chops a man's head off.
And this was our first, not counting the special edition version of Phantom Menace, this was our first look at CGI Yoda. and I don't like it. I don't like CGI.
I'm okay with it because I'm
okay because it works for what he needed to be in the prequels.
I would like them to go back though and patch it up because the CGI on him in this one does not look that good, especially when you get to Revenge of the Sith, where I think they got a lot better with the textures on that thing.
Stands Palpatine understands her tease.
Oh,
sorry, the Disney
costume change. Costume change.
Oh, yeah, there we go. It's a good job we didn't add Senator on there as well. Jesus.
Jeez. I still feel like that Separatist Jedi and Padawan rule is going to be the one that kills us.
Mm-hmm.
I love this, guys. We're going to get the first instance of Ki-Adi-Mundi being the reason for the Jedi's downfall. Step 1.
So this
Jedi.
Oh God. So this was a debate I was having with JX, in that he believes like the whole thing with Clone Wars is painting like a very negative picture over the Jedi, Master Jedi.
Christ.
Paints a very negative picture of the Jedi Order, that they were very flawed in their logic and everything like that. I don't think that was intentional during George Lucas making these movies. I think we're still meant to infer the Jedi are like the be all and end all, the good guys, the ones you're rooting for, the ones you're sad to see go, and then the dark side takes over. I think it's only from Clone Wars kind of zoning in on that not so great writing, which has completely changed the.
I'm with you on that. I think the films, the Jedi are these guardians of peace that when they killed, it was a massacre, it's horrible. Then Clone Wars delves into, well, actually, these guys weren't perfect, and it's over this 3-year period in which they basically aren't as wise as they thought. So I'd like what they did in that aspect. That feels like a George Lucas thing. Like, okay, we're not going to paint them as the perfect people.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I know exactly what you mean. And it just adds to these films still. Certainly into 3, Clone Wars adds that biggest dimension.
Mm-hmm. Really quickly, just before we get to our 2 leads in this film has 2 of my favorite, most condescending and unconvincing cause of concern, I guess. We just had one from Palpatine where he says...
Hold on, is this condescending remarks happening right now?
No.
No, it's just mocking him.
But Palpatine's, the thought of losing you is unbearable. It's like so unconvincing. That's one, and then Tyrannus gets one later on. Yeah, Hayden Christensen, okay. We haven't really got into him in the film yet, so we haven't really felt the full force of it. I think that guy got a lot of negative criticism for no reason. Yeah,
I'm happy. The 40th anniversary thing when he came on stage is probably one of the nicest moments there's been in a long time with Star Wars fans, because he was nervous walking out on that stage, and after that he's been doing way more events, more in the public eye. So it's like the Jake Lloyd thing, Ahmed Best as well.
Is that a costume change, or is that the same one that she was just in the Senate office?
She was just in.
Same one.
Oh, we're about to drink for an awkward moment. So I'll probably ask this at the balcony scene, but fuck it, I'll ask it now. Any of you guys tried to use any of the Anakin chat up lines? Has that got you very far in your love lives?
It's always been tempting, but no, I couldn't do it.
I reckon we should go on a night out and try it.
Halloween. I'm going to have Obi-Wan's Jesus mullet by this point, so.
And if it doesn't work, you just keep waving your hand until it does, right? That's how it works.
I just love...
Oh, hang on. That's not a condescending remark to him. Oh, there we go. And Padawan, double.
Another one.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Is that one?
Oh, Anakin. I'm counting that, yeah. Oh, Jedi. Fuck. Yeah, it is overkill. Jesus. And you will pay attention to my lead.
This is going to just be...
Oh, learn your place, young one. You know how I said it was smooth?
Mm-hmm.
As if you drink it slowly, if you drink it quick now. How awkward must that be for Padme, right? Like, these 2 guys have just come in and just, argued about their job and their rank and stuff like that. How awkward.
I just hate Captain Typhus so much. I love Captain Panaka. I don't know if it's because he's on Holby City that everyone in England knows him.
Misa busted with happiness.
Do you think if he'd have been in episodes 2 and 3, do you think he'd have been killed by Anakin in Revenge of the Sith?
Yeah.
Could you imagine that? That would have been horrible. I love the subtitles.
I was going to say, it's brilliant seeing the subtitles.
I love you, McGregor.
It's okay, Anakin, run it off, Cham. You'll get it next time.
I remember loving this kind of sequence as a kid.
Verily. Oh god, it's already hit. Inspired by Blade Runner, or you could say directly lifted from Blade Runner.
Yeah.
I love that Palpatine wants her dead. So he hires Count Dooku. Count Dooku hires Jango Fett. Jango Fett hires Zam Wesell. Zam Wesell hires Bugs. Sorry, Zam Wesell hires a robot who then gets the bugs.
It's like, why? Again, this is Red Letter Media. Put a rocket on the thing and just fire it at the window. Why you got to do the bugs? Why you got to go with the subtle approach? As we go through as well, we'll touch on the... there's so many memes, though. Every single sentence. It's been said, every single line of the prequel films you can pretty much turn into a meme.
Yeah.
I think Revenge of the Sith definitely is the popular modern meme culture Revenge of the Sith has decimated the other two with. I mean, Hayden was, what, 19 during this? Like, it's actually... Or 1921? He wasn't even...
Was he in any films before this? Was this his first film?
Condescending remark.
Yeah.
I do love that. I do think they are great together, you know? Like, it is kind of sort of like ham-fisted script writing, but it's... You can sense it there. They, unfortunately, obviously, everything that happened to them happened between movies, so we don't get to see that growth, but they both play it well, I think. Honestly, a lot of the best bits of this film for me are the Shmi Skywalker parts. Like this stuff.
It's a fundamental flaw that the Jedi, these good people, they could have freed her. They should have freed her. Like, not ifs and buts, but I definitely think Qui-Gon would have.
Mm-hmm.
Jedi.
Oh yeah, well spotted. So like me and my best friend. Oh, go on. Sorry.
I was like, if anyone remembers the sticker book, the stickers I got the most was this exact scene with the two bugs. I just remember, you know, there's always a swap you just get too many times.
Yeah,
it's always that.
I remember having the Phantom Menace sticker book more so than the Attack of the Clones one. I'm not sure if I did with this film, but absolutely for Phantom Menace. But me and my best friend we're still into Star Wars and everything like that, but I think we went to see this movie together, and sort of everything that came around it. You had all the video games as well. I think you had Bounty Hunter on PS2. You had a lot of those games that came out around that time, and sort of like the merchandise, I guess, as well. This was sort of like the big toy age again. The Attack of the Clones toy line was phenomenal. It's my favorite Star Wars toy line. But because we had that best friend dynamic, we kind of... And we grew up a little bit as well since Phantom Menace. We kind of connected very much with Obi-Wan and Anakin's character. There'd be like afternoons spent in the garden choreographing lightsaber fights and all stuff like that. It was all good fun. Yes, I was one of those embarrassing kids. No regrets.
Everyone did it.
Mm-hmm. I think actually my friend got the Force Effects Anakin lightsaber as well. It was amazing.
Here's the... Do you call it Anakin's, Luke's, or Rey's lightsaber?
Anakin's.
Tate?
What's that?
Anakin, Rey, or Luke's lightsaber?
If you say Rey, I'm going to hunt you down and murder you.
Well, it's an age thing, isn't it? I think it's generational, yeah. Like in the 80s, it was Luke's.
It wasn't really free fall, but...
I will say this is one part of the movie that I absolutely hate. That action of Obi-Wan jumping out the window and grabbing it, they should have flipped it. Anakin should have been the impulsive one to jump out the window. Obi-Wan should have been the by-the-book guy who gets in the speeder and goes after him. Well, strap in for the next 15 minutes, folks, because this is all we're going to be seeing.
I know, but he gets this... Oh, I thought he slid in.
I remember having the toys in the Lego where the toy would crumple if you like pushed it into a wall. I know this was one of the greatest behind-the-scenes gifts of all time. It's just Obi-Wan. Yeah.
I never knew it said what the.
Same here. Oh,
Jedi Poodle.
That's Tyrell's relatives.
Jedi, it counts. He said Jedi Poodle. Some of my favorite sound effects, again, like mostly with the pod race in episode 1, but I do, especially Zam Wesell's speeder sound coming up in a minute. So, woo! I love it.
Traumatic Lego Star Wars memories of this being one of the levels I hated the most across all of them. Like, I didn't mind the Odd Vehicle one, but this and Hoth were horrible.
You had to go through those gates to get the mini kits.
Are you ready? Free fall?
Free fall.
Yeah, free fall.
Conveniently, there's no ships flying to smash into him. Yeah, we're not drinking for every single scene, every single shot that it cuts to him free falling. It's just the act, yeah.
That's like when you're playing Battlefront Online and like Darth Vader just flies for like a minute because he can't reach the floor.
But just watching this, I think, and you'll see this all throughout the movie, and especially Revenge of the Sith as well, much more visual effects on screen. Very, very CGI heavy. I've got on record saying that Phantom Menace, I think, hit the sweet spot between practical and CGI, and I think it's the best looking prequel out of all of them. But a lot more stuff going on.
I think on that Mandalorian show, they're saying that Phantom Menace has got the most miniatures in out of every single Star Wars film ever made.
Mm-hmm. Tate, you need to take your 2 drinks for the condescending remarks.
I wouldn't call them condescending.
Yeah, they are. They are.
I forgot you didn't like flying. But you're doing it suicide.
I hate this bit. I'd never liked this as a kid.
Pull up, Anakin. Pull up.
I don't get why he's laughing.
I think he's just very cocky, isn't it? I don't mind that because that adds a lot to his personality, I think.
That is.
That's not condescending.
Well, then the others weren't condescending.
Flying, yeah. So just doing a timestamp for people. This is the weirdest bit.
This is the one moment the CGI's really aged now. It's the fire.
They wanted this shot from Blade Runner, basically.
Blade Runner, yeah. So we're on 1745.
Mm-hmm.
And there's not much to say, really. Zam Wesell's just about to shoot a blaster.
Never understood these either.
Yeah.
Imagine them having to act that on set. No, that's not condescending. That's just him being angry.
That was good. I thought he always said that was short, meaning that it didn't last long. That was good.
Apparently that's a way of getting your rocks off, going through the lightning.
That's a weird moment. And this is the special edition version as well. There's only like a few adjustments. They re-edited that sequence, but in all honesty, like that re-edit was really more jarring to me than the original.
I hate that. I think he is a she.
Oh, you can't say that in 2020 now, George. What pronoun does Zam Wesell?
Well, that's the thing. We don't know its sexuality because it's an alien, but we don't know what species because it could just pick.
And in Clone Wars, there was is it a changeling they're called, a changeling, whatever they're called, the species. One of them, I know there is an episode in the earlier seasons of Clone Wars, I think, where one goes into the Jedi Temple or something.
Yes. Yeah,
there was. One thing that always bothered me in this, you've got this really cool concept for like an assassin that can completely...
That was some shortcut.
And freefall. But yeah, they have that very intriguing power of being able to change into anyone they want to, but I don't think they really utilized all that much. When she goes into the bar in this, she stays the same. She could have changed. And I think in Clone Wars, they definitely used that to their advantage a lot more and played around with that a bit. Oh, sorry. JX says that changeling is a general term. The species is a Claudite.
That sounds even more offensive. I mean, he did well to jump across that at the speed it was going to let go. Really, he should have been decapitated.
Wow, this scene goes on, doesn't it? Still going.
it's such a great music scene as well. That's the thing.
I feel like there are some scenes which are absolutely made for video games to sell.
Yeah.
Just like the pod racing in the first one.
No, the pod racing was George Lucas's dream. He's wanted to put that in Star Wars for like 30 years. That's more his roots. Although they are going to remaster the pod racing game.
Oh, loses a lightsaber.
Yeah.
I am winding down to my first glass. And we're not even 20 minutes in. Actually, are we 20 minutes in? I need to check. We are. Yes. Okay, so 20 minutes and 40 seconds.
Only 2 hours to go, guys.
This crash would kill someone. Look how this crumples up now.
Kill all of them. Is that a free fall?
Yeah, that was a free fall. Yep.
Yeah.
Dead. In a fiery wreck as well. I live. Do we like, because in this, especially this bit, it seems like the Jedi are almost like a police force. Like the way they talk, especially like the Jedi business, go back to your drinks, that's coming up in a second.
Do you reckon it's a bit of intimidation? It's like, oh, we don't want to get involved with them.
I don't know, like the Guardians of Peace and Justice, this seems like the kind of underground cops a little bit in this. Yeah, wow, this is just straight up Blade Runner, isn't it? I'm looking at the background, all this neon and everything. My God. Yeah.
So what, is there a name given to this bar at all in canon or anything?
It's probably translated into something.
This weapon is your life, cut to so many years later of Luke just lobbing that over his shoulder.
We do have the worst condescending.
Yeah.
Foreshadowing.
Brother Anakin. Obi-Wan read that like shit. I thought of him as a brother, not a son.
Oh, this is like, this needs some like, I don't know.
Pod racing, guys. There we are.
Yeah.
That's me on the
I
arcade.
want to know what these other sports are.
Yeah, yeah. You know, as critical as I am of like all the member berries in the sequel trilogy, and I do think they do it a lot more than the prequels. This is clearly trying to chase after the Cantina bar, especially with the whole arm getting cut off and everything.
Well,
I remember it.
If you want to talk about silly Star Wars name, the Death Six guy, I don't know if you know guys know his name, but his real name's like Elon Sleazenbargo for like sleaze bag. I'm going to drink for him.
The guy who played Mouse in The Matrix as well. That is a glorious moment.
This is like the inside of Obi-Wan, like getting drunk. Like, this is his personal life. He just wants to drink. He's probably a local.
Oh, I'm going to pour my second glass then.
I don't think there's a couple of cameos to watch out for. In this scene, you get an Ahmed Best and Anthony Daniels in makeup.
Oh, nice.
You didn't notice it. When you do, you realize they actually just put them in a single shot, but no one recognizes them.
This bar really reminds me of Mass Effect as well, a little bit. Oh, I saw her arm this time.
Yeah.
I never noticed that. I always thought he disarmed her. Not literally. Well, literally, but
yes, he disarmed her.
You know what I mean. Jedi business.
Oh, yeah.
I love Anakin's very petulant. Who hired you? Tell us. Tell us now!
Everyone's like, fuck's sake.
Yeah. Who hired you? Kiss my ass, Anakin. Who hired you? I'll never tell you. Who hired you? Jango Fett.
It's quite a dramatic death.
So random. That alien change. It was so weird. It's still weird now.
On the Lego minifigures worth like 40 quid because it was only ever in one set, and you turn the head and it's the other face.
Oh, I think I remember that. Yeah. Oh, back to the set. Oh, Jedi's. Yeah.
There he is, guys. Coleman.
Or is it? Oh yeah, on the left. Yeah. I was going to drink to him then. Nothing's even happened. Right. Okay. Well,
framed right between them.
Yeah, go for it.
We go to our first common tree ball fact. So again, for anyone who's not in the loop, common tree ball is the Jedi Master, bottom right corner of the video, who we're drinking to tonight. First fact of the day, common tree ball was a male Verk from Sembla who served as a Jedi Master and Council member on the Jedi Order during the waning years of the Galactic Republic. Nice softball one to get people in the loop. Many more facts coming up throughout the stream. So he is a Verk from Sembla. You know, someone agonized over that Wikipedia article as well.
Never have M&Ms with alcohol.
Describe it to us.
It just tastes a bit rotten. It doesn't taste like M&Ms like my cinema food.
I don't have any snacks with me. I need for Revenge of the Sith. I will have snacks.
Lotus biscuits.
I love his office. You know that Chancellor room definitely really boring with nothing there. There's probably like a cupboard. Palpatine's like, give me the whole office. He probably had the cleaners in and
Jedi, gifted Jedi. I do like when we see more of his. Oh, Jedi. Oh, fuck's sake. I will say as well, a little bit of info on the wine. The most drunk I have gotten any one of these things. Oh, that green screen looks fucking terrible. This was I think this. Oh, Padawan as well. Good call, my young Padawan.
The Yoda on the floating trolley was definitely a look. He's CGI now. We can levitate him.
Yeah,
like, it was definitely that. Do you think if they hadn't CGI'd him, he'd be on Mace Windu's back?
I don't like. Could you imagine just walking next to Yoda though? Like you just power it on down like the corridor, and Yoda's just there with his little cane, just like shambling behind you. If you don't play the Lego games, right? Like walking with the walking stick with Yoda is an agonizing experience. Just double jump and get on that hover chair, smooth sailing.
Look, they're fixing the window.
Oh, we have got some awkward moments coming up in a minute, gentlemen.
I'm preparing my body for it. I'm just,
why would you pick him to represent you? Yes, yeah. So the most drunk I've got on one of these things is on the Cats Watch Along, which was a 9% white wine. For comparison's sake, this is a 12%. I chickened out. There was a 14% available, which I might use for Revenge of the Sith. This is 12%. And half the bottle is gone already.
Do you have something to move on to?
I have the triple distilled vodka. I will have to go and get the orange juice from downstairs.
Vodka and wine. Love that combination.
Oh, I'm sure I'll be about to as well. She's kind of rocking the Princess Leia. Oh, hang on. Have we got some condescending remarks as well?
Why the window cleaner serving them?
There was a robot, like an assassination robot, outside the window like a matter of days ago. Why are they not concerned about that? Practicing before he levitates that pair later on in the movie.
Yeah, that's the move I'm going to make on someone. Like, I think if there's any Star Wars
movie, levitate a pair,
levitating a pair, floating over to them.
Condescending?
Feels like, yeah. He won't let me move on. Oh, here we go. He's overly critical.
One.
He never listens. He doesn't understand. Oh.
4 and 4 lines.
I'm just going to keep my drink here because he's about to do the creepiest of sex stares ever. Hennick's got to take off. He says, well, I don't want to hurry you fellas, but I have to get cracking with my jogging. The drink along was fun, though. So, Bice and Masavi, folks. Thanks for tuning in, man. Hopefully you get to catch the end in your own time. See you, man.
People who have stayed along long enough.
Please don't look at me like that.
Sorry.
This bit's amazing. This bit's fantastic. That.
Sorry, milady. Tips for the fedora and everything.
He reminds me of like the Dumb and Dumber So you're telling me there's a chance?
Yeah.
He's like, he is the one in the million.
And it works. It works. Oh, Dormaid, I'm sure she has so much
A
character.
young Rose Byrne.
Oh, she like cries and everything. It makes me really sad. Don't cry,
What happened
Dormaid.
to her? She didn't appear in the
Oh,
Rose.
costume change. Yeah, shit. Fuck.
Oh Christ, I haven't been paying attention. Did she change last scene as well?
No, it was the same one.
We drank to that, yeah. Is that condescending
or is it an instruction?
Condescending.
I'm gonna sip.
Instructions.
You know what I love about
They
this?
all say "milady." We should have had "milady."
It's like fucking Parker from Thunderbirds, isn't it? Just milady.
I love Obi-Wan's side mission name. It's like Star Wars Noir. Like the whole I've got to find out where this dart is. I'm going to go on my investigation. Like it's so un-Star Wars. Like one man. It's just Jedi doing Jedi business.
Actually, I believe someone did a fan edit of that called like Star Wars Noir, and it was mostly this movie with like a Vangelis kind of score. And I think they used the soundtrack to drive in there as well.
Did they get Nicolas Cage voicing a robot?
They didn't. They should have done.
Condescending?
Mm-hmm.
Is that more concerned?
No, I don't know. I drank to anyway. I'm almost gone with the first one. I went through 3 of these in the last film.
I love how Mandalorian has a ship very much similar to that because it's the same kind of era, isn't it? Oh God, here we go. Okay, everyone, grab your Jawa juice.
He was almost the thumbnail. Sorry, not the thumbnail. The background. There was one of him like wiping his ass.
Jedi.
Again, it's one of everyone's mates. He goes here in his spare time.
Where's my Dexter Jetster, a Star Wars story?
Where's the Black Series figure? No, forget Galactus. Where's the Hot Toys 300 pounds Dexter Jetster rubbing his ass?
I had a Dexter Jetster toy. That's the thing.
Look at what that poor farm.
It had loads of attachments. It was like a meat cleaver, like something else. One for every cooking occasion. Whoa.
I love his moustache.
Well, what do you know?
I will be honest, it took me ages to realise that he had a moustache. It took like a good few rewatchings because it all blended in. George, do you say that they redid some of the CGI in the special edition versions, or was that Phantom Menace?
So on Blu-ray, across the first 3, they like tinkered the CGI just to try and make probably like another layer, maybe. So that's why it's helped to age at times, because this looks good for 18 years ago. Obviously, the backgrounds don't look as good, which is the biggest giveaway.
It's you can see like the kind of feathering a little bit, can't you, around people? Another Mass Effect reference, if anyone's played that, Dexter Jetster reminds me of Rex. Very similar looking kind of species. Oh, 12 parsecs, there we go. So apparently the real name for Jawa juice is RDs. And Jawa juice is like the nickname for it. I'm going to see if I can find a description.
There's the Doug that swore at him earlier. There's that shit driver from the motorway last night. That's what it's probably thinking.
Oh, I wonder if I can make this for Revenge of the Sith. Okay, so apparently RDs, also known as Jawa juice, was a beverage that originated on Tatooine and was made of bantha hides mashed with fermented grains.
Can you make that, Chris?
I'm going to need a couple of banthas.
The legendary Jocasta Nu.
I hate her in this movie.
This deleted scene, I wish it kept in. That's a statue of Count Dooku.
Yeah. And
they have a conversation about like how great a Jedi he was.
Cypher DS as well, don't they? And Qui-Gon, I think they talk about.
I remember the PS2 game for Revenge of the Sith. When you go into the Temple of Anakin, you just annihilate her first thing.
I always hate how passive-aggressive she is in the moment. that just always rubbed me up the wrong way. When she's like, if it doesn't exist in our records, it doesn't exist. I'm like, typical librarian. Like, that's how they'd act as well. This bit now. This just made me really dislike her.
She's just fully offended.
Do you remember when we had Snoke come out and pictures and people were trying to guess who Snoke was before episode 8? And I swear I saw a Jocasta Nu one where they'd sort of like merged the faces. It was very convincing. It's a shame because with this movie, you just mentioned that deleted scene. I think a lot of what I would have liked to have seen is that world building, especially when we get Tyrannus later on. Very interesting character, and I don't think they really mind his backstory as much as they could. I think they do in Clone Wars, don't they? I think there's an episode like a flashback or something.
Sorry, I just love that this is their first date.
Jedi.
That's not a costume change, is it? She was in that when they were on the thing.
Yeah, she just put the hat on.
Yeah.
Oh, another creepy remark.
No. She's putting out the feelers there. That's fine.
Jedi.
She's like, are you allowed to love?
What about that?
Oh, Jedi. No, this is fine. This is fine. Because he kind of gives her like a little vague way in at the end. So this is good.
Jedi.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah,
I think he's fine. I think he's fine.
Mate, if you did that, she's turning away.
I think.
Remember you in my dreams.
Oh, that's
another one.
Oh yeah.
He did the lip bite. Oh my god, he bit his lip. I never noticed that. That's
there he is again.
Commentary ball.
Okay.
Commentary ball. Fact number 2. Give me a second.
I'm gonna refill my drinks while we discuss.
And I'm going to take another Lotus biscuit.
Just think, Anakin murdered all of these.
Okay, here we go. Something of a celebrity with the media, Treeball was well connected with numerous diverse contacts located throughout the galaxy. So, you know, he didn't want to shout about it. He was a very humble Jedi Master, but yeah, he had his fingers in a lot of pies. This scene, just the fact that younglings are in there, that just pisses me off alone. But the fact that it's such an obvious answer to the question, like, why is this not appearing? Oh, because someone wiped the records. Oh my god, thank you, youngling. I never would have thought of that the first time round. Who are these? Like all the fucking producers and screenwriters' kids or something?
It probably is. And there's like one ugly one, like, we're going to CGI you into an alien.
Look how flippantly they're just holding the lightsabers, though.
Like, that kid could turn on and kill it. It looks like a gun.
So all Palpatine had to do was just like whisper into a youngling's ear, like, just activate the lightsaber during class today. That was, oh my god. Because someone erased it from the archive memory.
Truly wonderful, the mind of a child.
He's probably good. He's like one of the 2 younglings with a line, and he didn't become a meme like the next one.
Padawan.
Good call, my young Padawan.
I haven't been saying that so far, but I will say now, good call, my young Padawan.
Good call, my young Padawan. I can't wait.
It is now 29, 29
29
Celsius in my room. That is hot.
If I keep drinking, I will sound like James Arnold Taylor by the end of this. That is the task I am giving to myself.
He's desperate, isn't he? He said he wants to be
Jedi.
Oh no, I was cleaning up a mess.
Keep up, man. I love meditate on this. I will is basically like, yeah, you go take care of it. I'm just gonna hang back and chill. I'm gonna meditate on this soundtrack. Let's talk about the soundtrack to this thing. Across the Stars, one of the finest pieces of Star Wars music. John Williams on fine form once again. Although I will say that the Attack of the Clones soundtrack is probably my least favorite soundtrack out of at least the main saga, the main 6.
Look
at R2 when you get upstairs.
He could have turned his jetpacks on. They could have revealed it early. I will say about 7, I did love that scene where BB-8 comes down the stairs. Because how's he going to do it? And they actually built it. That was like fair play. Gun-guns there. I saw some gun-guns.
He's carrying
every time you watch Star Wars, you pick up something new. I just feel like you do.
Has she changed outfits again?
No, she's in the same outfit.
Similar. Okay, but she's put the thing. Okay.
She's just layering up because it's apparently really cold there.
This is really interesting because so far in this drink along, it hasn't been ridiculously kind of like on it. There's been quite big gaps we've had so far.
See a bibble.
Sure, not as much of
promoted after the last war.
Not as much of a presence in this one, but he's still there.
Do you think he's like the Dominic Cummings of Star Wars government? Like, don't contact us. Straight away contact them. You must return.
So that's one thing I actually need to read up on. Actually, how the hell, Newt Gunray? Jesus Christ, I forgot his name. Newt Gunray got out of being arrested from end of episode 1 into this one. He must have had some... Oh no, the guy must have just had some really good lawyers or something.
Probably just paid them all off.
Mm.
I love how funny that when they're bold, his species.
Jedi. Padawan. No, and Jedi again. 3. Fucking hell. Awkward moment. 4. Five. Oh.
The Queen's like, what the fuck's going on?
This is an awkward moment because it's a forced apology.
Yeah, that's an awkward stare.
Oh.
Look at C.A. Bibbles' boots.
Damn it, I missed it. I'm going to have to watch this again. I had that ship in a toy in the little ring.
Cool,
I swear I did.
Design. Such cool ship design.
I love they've got little hyperspace like donuts.
I don't ever seem to remember Obi-Wan, droid. You had R4, Obi-Wan.
Do you think like Obi-Wan took a picture, WhatsApped it to Jakarta, and he was like, "Suck on this, bitch."
This was one of my favorite levels on Lego Star Wars. The disco room is amazing.
Oh, it's one of the best maps on Battlefront 2 as well.
Mm-hmm.
Online, you just like force push everyone off into the water.
Wasn't the opening level of Force Unleashed 2, was that on Kamino, where you break out of the cloning facility? Was that there, or was that something separate?
That's a very good question. I can't remember. I don't remember much about the second one. I just remember the clones and it wasn't as good.
Well, yeah, Jedi.
I know there's a prime minister of a facility.
So this is kind of a thing with Star Wars, right? You have like Mustafar, a lava planet. Now we've seen in episode 9 that apparently it can heal itself and there's like forests on it and stuff like that with burnt trees. Is the planet of Kamino literally just 100% water? Or is this
how
just
does it rain? Are there clouds always going around?
Yeah.
Like,
I can hear an echo of me, by the way. I don't know which headphones it is.
I can't hear an echo. Is it of the film?
No, it's of me.
Jedi.
JX, thanks for confirming that. He said the Force Unleashed 2 starts and ends on Kamino.
Right, I'm just going to refresh it in case it is my internet. Tell me.
Okay.
Yep.
Units are ready with 1 million more. Well on the way. Damn it, that's one of the meme lines, and George wasn't here for it.
Unreal, I just missed the meme.
I just said that. Was that Jedi Master Cypher Diaz? Did he just say Jedi Master, or was it just Master Cypher
Jedi Master,
oh,
Jedi
there we go. So, as a kid, where he says now was killed almost 10 years ago, I always thought Cypher Diaz, was Qui-Gon. To this day, I still don't know who Cypher Diaz is. Maybe someone can tell me.
They did a good Clone Wars arc on him. There was a beacon was found from like they've been gone for 10 years. And then it turns out it's Cypher Diaz's ship, and it crashed, but obviously been shot down. And they have to get what's his old the old Chancellor and everything. It's like a little espionage plot. Still don't find out too much about him. Didn't George Lucas apparently always say that he was going to explain in episode 3 and then didn't?
Yeah. So this is what I want to know. So we know that Palpatine's behind it all. Did Palpatine put Cypher Diaz up to going to Kamino and creating the army, or did Cypher Diaz sort of bomb off on his own from the Jedi Council and said, like, I'm just going to go and create an army just in case we need it because shit's probably going to go south one day?
I think it was. I think it was that, and that arc explained a bit of it.
That boat is so useless, like uselessly sci-fi, should we say?
Yeah, that's what Red Letter Media says. That he says that there's this really sort of like old, archaic Italian Renaissance kind of quality to everything, and then the space gondola.
Oh my god, here we go. Just to get ready to drink a lot. I know that from this scene. Yeah!
There it is.
Is it really awkward yet?
I'm gonna try the soft and smooth on a willing lady.
I've always thought that.
Not to a random lady.
Would you just go to like that spot in Italy and be like, I don't like
He
the sound?
did the lip bite again. I'm drinking to the lip bite. I'm gonna add like a little 11th rule in there. I mean, she is just sort of like, she is flaunting all the goods, isn't she? I know it's very sunny weather, but Jesus, like, oh no, Padme, that piece of string that you're wearing.
It's just such. There's no speaking here. It's just silence. It's just silence.
No, she's going for it. She's going for it. Yeah.
Is the music off? It's like the Star Wars version of a vinyl rip.
And okay, I'm drinking.
No.
Look at him looking around now, like a deer in the headlights, not knowing what to do. Look, how do I play this?
I want to know what happened next. Who left first?
They left together.
This is where you need like Poe Dameron's line following that. So who talks first? You talk first. I talk first.
Has anyone been in that situation? You're in Italy and you're with someone and it doesn't really work, and you're in Italy and stuck. Where'd you go?
And then Corona hits and you can't get back.
Did you hear about? Is it Neil Gaiman who's the author? Like he split with his wife in New Zealand, so he just like flew back to Scotland.
I haven't seen that. Oh, Jax has had a few comments. He's put, can we discuss how impossible it is for the Clone Wars to have taken place with only 200,000 clones active?
A million.
I mean, when a million went on the way, is that the next week, the next month? Like, we don't. It depends on what the way means.
And he said, Cypher Diaz was sent by Valorum to investigate something, went missing, presumed dead. After that, the clones were ordered.
There we go. That's basically like I think it's like a 2 or 3 episode arc.
Okay, however, based off a convo with Dooku, the Kaminoans at least believe the army was ordered by Cypher Diaz. What do we think to the whole idea of Boba Fett like being a clone and all that kind of stuff?
I would have a very different opinion had I grown up with the original trilogy. I prefer Django.
Mm-hmm.
I think he does more. He has a better death. And also, he's the face that every single Jedi ever saw before they died, so that's pretty fucking cool. I don't know. I don't mind it. It's easy, and it's tucked in really easy, but I really like what they did at Boba in Clone Wars, so I think that unbiasedly helps the answer to me.
Oh, the music here. The music here now. Jesus. See, that's the kind of foreshadowing I like in a movie. That's really cool. Although that is the droid march, so I'm not quite sure why they're reusing the music for that. It's cool. Allow it. Oh my god.
The weird fart balloon. The testicle animals. Look at them.
I'm going to top up my glass for this.
Oh, is this her ex-boyfriend, Pablo?
Jedi.
Oh, yeah, she does. She does. Paolo, oh my god.
She was 12. He was older. Nonce.
I am learning so much more.
She was getting with someone 10 years younger than her.
What is the bet that Anakin murdered Paolo?
so it's fair to say that Padme doesn't have a type. She goes for older. She goes for younger.
There's this amazing Clone Wars arc where her ex-boyfriend appears, not Paolo, and he's a separatist. And like
yes,
and he reappeared, and then he appeared again in the bonus episodes. And like he's in her apartment, and Anakin just walks in, and just physically beats the shit into him for like 2 minutes on screen, and then like Padme's like, "I can't see you anymore," and they're back together 20 minutes later. But like it's so funny because he literally just beats this. Like he's like got black eye and everything.
Well, this is the bit where Anakin, again, Red Letter Media, I can't take credit for this, supports a fascist dictatorship. So I'm a drink. Because that's one thing you never talk about in general with anyone, let alone your lady love who you try to court. You never talk politics or religion. Has she changed costume since the last one?
I already drank to it. It's dressed up as Bumblebee, isn't it?
Oh, this...
Look, they're fucking giant testicles with legs.
I'm straddling the line here between drinking for every awkward moment between Anakin and Padme and every awkward moment for myself. This is an awkward moment right now of him riding a CGI pig.
Creature bellowing.
breaks his neck now. He's in a wheelchair for the rest of his life.
I was expecting just to get a lightsaber, just kill them all. He's like, not just the men, but the women, the children too.
The little piglets. What are they called? I've got to find out what they're called. Wikipedia, show me the way.
See, this is all good for us, but not for them.
It's like, I'm gonna play dead so I can like shag you in a field filled with testicles.
You know that happens when it wipes now. Yeah. You know that's what happened.
No, they absolutely banged in front of those testicles.
And she was on top too. Wait, so are the Kaminoans like amphibians? Can they go under the water and hold their breath for a long time? What's all that about?
Can you imagine that Admiral Akbar was underground the entire time, just waiting to shove it to trap when like Obi-Wan comes out the doors?
They're called sharks. SHAAKS.
Is your father here?
Great meme.
It's this look. It's the disapproving look at Obi-Wan, like fuck that mouse.
Okay, right. So Django wanted an unaltered clone for himself. Is that a bit weird? Is it just because, well, if you're going to be signed up to create all these clones, right, you may as well have one for yourself, like a pet, or do you think he genuinely wanted a son?
I think he wanted one, but he probably couldn't get one. Look at this, best band in the world, and leaves his costume on display.
It's like, Bubba, hit the button.
What's the bet that he just didn't have game, and that's why he wanted to go to the cloning facility and have a son?
Trying to make my way in the universe. This is a great line.
This is like, this is
the stare of like we both know like.
This is the dick waving contest right now. Yeah, Bubba. Oh, not yet. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's subtitles there. I've never seen those before. That's cool. I believe that's the room where the disco room is, isn't it? In the Lego game.
It's definitely in this bedroom. That's Jango Fett's secret party. Like he invites all of the 8-foot women there.
Is he like Party Man from Party Boy from Jackass?
Rips off the Mandalorian armor. Bob Fett's like, what the fuck is going on?
I look forward to seeing them in action. So James Arnold Taylor just like fucking nailed the voice, like that kind of suggestive voice when he talks. It's just like it's very weird. Jedi.
Oh yeah.
Oh, we hadn't drank for a while.
Yeah.
Oh my god, how are we doing? 3/4 gone, and are we an hour in? No, 52 minutes and 50
I'm going to tell you now. I reckon around the hour 30, hour 45 mark, it's going to kick off. It's going to be bad.
We had Sarah Matthews in the comments. This movie is shite.
It's not that bad.
You're wrong. It's perfectly watchable.
Pair.
Somewhere out there, Dave is just chugging a bottle of Jack Daniels right now for this one scene.
I never noticed it till he told me. Never, and now I can't unsee it.
Does it clip into her hand or something when it goes back?
No, the CGI disappears as she goes to bite it.
Oh my god! Okay,
you have to watch the CGI just disappears.
Obi-Wan would have been very grumpy. Is that a condescending remark to Obi-Wan?
Yeah.
Right, I'm looking.
Why is she wearing Obi-Wan's visor for his space trip as well?
Oh my god, she is. Hang on.
Keep watching.
Oh my god, it does! Oh,
change costume.
Change costume again.
She's wearing like some kind of S&M outfit right now.
Isn't it on record that George Lucas designed this costume for this scene as well?
You told me that. I don't know.
Actually getting Slave Leia vibes.
Oh god. Just hold your drink, folks. Just hold your drink.
I'm holding it.
Awkward. Is this the I wish I could just wish away my feelings scene?
I'm
in agony.
She is just fronting the goods right there. My God. And
she's uncomfortable, man. Look.
She's like, I'm a senator. I can't do these things.
I mean, she's wearing pajamas, man. It's nighttime.
She's just like, look at all of my cleavage right now.
Basically, what happened? She was going on a night out with Paolo, and Anakin stops her at the door.
Oh.
See, I want this to turn into more of a rom-com. I want to see Paolo in this movie.
Who would play him?
That's a good question. Damn it.
Cast Paolo. It can be today's actors. I can picture a Chris Pratt.
No, he's got to be sort of like Italian, Mediterranean. That's what I'm thinking.
Adrian Brody.
Back in the day, I would have said like Pedro Pascal, but I know that he's playing Mandalorian right now, so he can't really do that. I am suffering. Oh my god. Padme is a total thought in this scene. For the majority of this movie, she is an absolute cocktease. He is a hormonal teenage boy.
And she's wearing that.
Look at this. And you choose to have this conversation on a couch in a dimly lit room.
In front of a fireplace. It's like, come on.
There's probably a fucking like Wampa rug on the floor right there for all we know. Like, I can't unsee that headband now, John.
So there is a chance. I'm taking a drink for that.
This is where she pulls out and reveals the flashlights, like the headlights. Oh, there's the wish away my feelings line. One day, I will use these lines, and they will work.
Just go to Celebration, and then just go to like a bar nearby after.
Oh,
and
I
just
don't
start
know.
walking around. Just like, doesn't matter what country it's in, just start saying it around the surrounding areas. And it'll probably just be full of men doing the same thing.
I can't unsee the headband. Why would you say that?
She's going to have like a line straight across the forehead.
All right, R4. No, nothing too fancy. Like, that's all I can see right now.
He's still staring.
Wipe it. Oh, thank God. Okay. How are we doing, by the way, folks? People in the comments, us three, how are we doing? I feel okay.
I feel very fine. It's not hitting me. I think Phantom Menace, we'd already had the Rick Ollie burst. I say we've not had a burst yet, but we're approaching the seismic waves.
We've got a couple of free falls coming up in a minute and losing weapons. We've just passed the 57-minute mark. We're not even halfway.
Actually, I didn't think of it that way. We're not half. This is the second longest Star Wars one, right? After Last Jedi.
Yeah.
So I thought Revenge of the Sith was the longest, but you said this is longer by like 5 minutes. Last Jedi's the longest, right? Yeah. He does say the old folks. Does he say the old folks home?
Yeah.
Okay, I always thought he said the old folks home, but I thought he can't call it the old folks home. Okay, Yoda, time to put you in the home. You're going senile. Is that code? The old folks home? I've got to Wikipedia this. There's so much I need to Wikipedia with this movie. This is world building. Oh yeah, Old Folks Home was a code name used by Jedi to refer to the Jedi Temple.
I don't think you just place an order for 200,000 clones. Like, no one thought to check in, send an email, send a hologram to Coruscant. Like, hey, we've got an overdue bill. Where's Cypher Discom?
Oh, Ewan McGregor's shouty voice is hilarious.
It's the fact he's Scottish in real life.
Jedi Council, yeah.
It has to be Council in the next film.
Yeah.
Wait, why are we drinking for the Jedi Council?
Jedi. We're Jedi.
Oh, yeah, sorry, my bad.
I keep thinking we have the word Senate. No, it's Separatist, Jedi, and Padawan. Okay.
Yeah.
I think this movie would have been better if it would have. Oh, here we go. Special edition change with the voice.
Subscription shimmy moaning.
It is kind of dodgy with the voice over it, but I think it was weirder without it.
Is it the Qui-Gon one that's... Oh, no, it's the Tusken Raiders is Qui-Gon's, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
The Anakin, no.
I thought that was already in it, wasn't it? In the original cut.
Yeah, it was.
Anakin, no!
Change costume.
Yeah.
So, do you think they just slept in different rooms last night?
Stop flirting with him wearing a silk
awkward
gown.
Moment.
Why are you flirting with him wearing a silk gown? Your presence is soothing.
I will tell a woman that her presence is soothing. Jedi, fucking hell.
I heard you. You're next door.
Man, I know we're into Attack of the Clones. We're like halfway through this thing now, aren't we? Like, yeah, okay, we just passed the hour mark. Revenge of the Sith, when we get to Palpatine. Just saying. Watch this space.
It is a perfect film. You cannot fault it. There is no fault to that film, ever.
I can, but I love it for its faults. That's the difference.
But deep down, can you fault it? That's not a fault.
No, you're right. You're right. I take it all back. I will say Padme is one of the most inconsiderate women I've ever seen. This is much later in the movie. His mother's just died. He's brought the fucking corpse home, for God's sake. And he's kind of like moping and being like sort of, passive aggressive. She just walks in. She goes, "What's the matter, Annie?" It's like, his mother just died. Like,
I have a question for you guys.
What an absolute tune. Look.
Boom, boom, boom. Dun, 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 dun,
dun. Such a great sound effect for the pistol.
Yeah. You know what? I hear you. Yeah. No, Jango Fett absolutely shits on Boba Fett any day of the week.
And I prefer the costume.
Yeah.
But I know Mando's a bit like they wanted to chrome it up. But like, I love Boba.
It's the blue, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
That is the most awkward. Oh, hang on. Does he lose his lightsaber?
Yeah.
Yeah. There we go. Reaction shot. I love Slave One. I love Slave One so much.
It's that he can't fit over the projector.
Boom. Why is there always a reaction shot of the weapon falling?
I mean, Boba must know his dad's fucked. He's going against a Jedi.
So he wasn't actually a Mandalorian, was he?
He just took the armor.
He just wore the. So do you think he killed a Mandalorian? Oh, loses the weapon.
I think so.
You never got it back again, Chris.
Oh yeah, okay.
I love this.
But he must get his jetpack back for the ending then.
He's probably got like 5 on board. Like, there's the spare.
There are so many drop kicks in this. Free fall, yeah. Free fall 2.
I
love the Batman things he's got. The gauntlets.
Does this count as free fall?
Yeah. Not at the moment. We're fine now, but...
Oh, I just drank 2 anyway.
Oh, I can imagine how slippery that would be in that armor as well. Free fall.
Yeah.
Is this Lego Star Wars death sound?
Oh yeah.
The best is Anakin's death on the Revenge of the Sith game. It's like, do you remember there's like a Mortal Kombat mode on it? And like you could pick a building, pick a character, and Anakin's like.
I always remember the dark side ending of that game.
Yeah, he took the high ground. I love that. That's the moment where everyone started like. That's how like episode 3 toilet. That's how to use the Force.
JXC says the editing in this fight is just. We just missed the headbang. They added the sound effect in as well of Jango Fett banging his head against the door, which was a nice little throwback. Oh, back to Tatooine, because we can't fucking escape this planet. At least they have a plot reason for going back to the planet in this movie, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
and at least it's Mos Espa and not Mos Eisley. Even though it's the exact same.
Yeah. We get our Watto cameo in a moment, which is nice.
They complete the stereotype with the hat. I'm not going to get into details on that, but that's what some people think.
Okay, this is back to practical. This looks like it's practical. This is good.
Do you think this was introduced to you? No, this is definitely Australian desert blatantly, isn't it?
Weirdest Star Wars sound effect in the history of Star Wars sound effects.
There's all Jabba the Hutt's little snacks.
Oh, you've got another okay here, like
just change your costume.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like, as good as the episode 9. Okay. It's the door. It's the fact he's a puppet. Like it's not even a puppet. It's like a Muppet.
He sounds like Scooby Doo.
Okay.
I like that they brought Watto back for it.
Yeah, I like Watto. That's how much Episode 1 ruined him. He lost everything after that race, just because Qui-Gon messed him around.
I found out some information, which is awesome and adds so much to someone's character. You know when Anakin walks in and he goes like, "Mom, we sold the pod, look at all the money we have." Do you know who bought the pod racer? It's Sebulba.
Really? Is that actually official?
I believe that's official. He bought the pod racer off Anakin. That's a really nice sort of character arc for him.
That's quite insane.
I believe, I'm going to double check that, but...
Why do you know? The second time they even said that.
What do you know?
I love this.
Nice Jedi drink. George.
Oh, sorry.
No mine no more. I sold.
I love Clee Glass. Just his voice, everything about him. Clee Glass.
Shmi was my wife.
She's dead.
She went out to pick mushrooms. Like, okay, you can't come up with any other Star Warsy sounding name, but mushrooms exist in this universe.
That's how she gets like, space high.
Yeah. Right, let's see. I'm going to find this. Here we go. This, I don't know if this is in canon, but this is in Legends. The loss was a temporary blow to Sebulba's reputation and ego. Sebulba recovered quickly, purchasing Anakin's pod racer from Qui-Gon Jinn. He showed up his rivals at the Winter Harvest Classic and the Phoebus Memorial Run race on his home planet of Malastare the following season. Sebulba went on to win many more races with his brutal competitive edge.
Does that say Legends?
This is in Legends. I'm going to see if this is in canon.
No, so Legends is old canon, but it's still allowed to be said, but it's not official, but we can pretend it is. Are you ready? Chris? Do you know where we are? You need, good boys, you might need to start topping up your drinks.
God. Top up your drinks, folks. Here we go. We're full. We're locked and loaded.
Isn't it?
Okay, so that was in Legends. Oh, here we go. Let's just watch this scene now. Okay, here we go. Continuously drink your drinks for the duration. You're about to witness the greatest sound in Star Wars history. Turn up your subwoofers, your surround sound, whatever you've got. Bang! Okay. Boom, bang!
That one's a bit longer than the first.
Wine is not meant to be chugged.
Oh, wait, there's only two.
No, there's a third one. There's a third one.
Is there?
Yeah. I swear there is. I think there is.
I hope there is.
I think there's a third one.
No, it's machine guns now.
Is it? So how come when he's locked on, do all the gunshots explode around him and not actually hit the ship? Get him! Okay, so going back to Sebulba, it's not canon now, unfortunately. It's got eventually... Sebulba rebuilt his pod racer or bought a new one of the same model and kept on racing through an intergalactic conflict known as the Clone Wars. Yeah, just the casual thing, you know, the Clone Wars, no big deal.
Small event, like, didn't last that long anyway.
Right, I need to go and break the seal, unfortunately. We are at...
I'm on drink 3.
We are at 1:09.
I don't think you're going to miss any drinks, to be fair. It goes a bit quiet at the moment.
So, yeah,
we won't be seeing him again.
Back in my hand. So, if I come back and Tate says I've got to take 6 drinks, I know that he's bullshitting. I'll be back.
It's fine, guys. It's just a standard penalty anyway that we've had every single time we do any of these drinking games where you have to take at least 1 drink, even if there is no punishment there needed. So Chris will take 1 drink unless there's any more things that come up. Is this a seismic charge? No, it's an explosion.
No, just a normal missile.
Yeah. We will take this time whilst Chris is not here to post up the rules again, just so you guys can have a quick kind of update on them. just so that you guys know what you are drinking along to at home.
Geonosis.
Yes.
I think we're actually going to be in a quiet patch now for the next 2 minutes.
Yeah, I think that a quieter. I wouldn't say a completely quiet patch. Like looking back at those rules, there's probably going to be a Padme change at some stage.
It'll be the Tatooine stuff.
Yeah.
So, Tate, what's the final count?
Chris, you must take your 1 penalty drink for going off for a...
I don't know about that. When did we introduce these rules?
That's always
a minute ago, but we haven't had to drink since. So.
Oh, we're on Geonosis now. Awesome. Oh, okay.
Oh, look, Padme's headband.
On one side. It's just on one side. I thought it was all the way around.
Maybe him and her had a bit of a thing, but like he just snapped it off and gave her the bath.
Look, all I'm saying is Luke has blonde hair. I don't see Anakin with blonde hair.
And Obi-Wan's more powerful. Luke took the high ground in episode 6, as did Obi-Wan in episode 3. Do you think that gave Vader PTSD?
Luke and Leia are Obi-Wan's kids?
Wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
She's got the wit. Leia's got the wit of, oh, we're going to get 3PO now, aren't we? Of course we are.
It's not a costume change. No,
Yeah.
is it the same?
No,
No, it's the same. Oh, she did wear this one before, but okay, she's wearing it again. Okay.
Oh,
See,
God,
I don't like this because Owen would realise that that's 3PO.
I know he's gold in the next one.
I hope it's the same voice.
Thank the maker. Every time he says that, he's just like, oh yeah, thanks to the mass murderer, if possible.
She's like, oh god, a robot again. Is that a CPO pun? Bless my circuits.
I wouldn't count it.
No, it's not a pun.
It's all going to be during the battle,
It's
isn't it?
mostly just for Geonosis, yeah.
A young Joel Edgerton roams
Yep.
from the Australian deserts. And apparently an Australian singer.
What, her?
Apparently she's an Australian singer. That's why we don't know her.
I was going to make a joke there and go like, you know, like a young Joel Edgerton and that chick who played Baru, but okay, no, fair play.
Tigars, she's my wife.
Why does he sound like the cockroach guy from Men in Black?
Oh, sorry guys, my internet couldn't handle clear glass for a few moments.
You know what? I'll say that for Baru. She's very homely. You know, she's a good cook. She's very attentive. Got guests around.
At the time, she is the girlfriend. Like
red, black. She got Ribena, not blue milk. We're not at that stage yet.
Yeah.
Is that a costume change for Padme? But she has just thrown the shawl off. I don't think it's a costume change because she was probably in that.
Same.
She?
Yeah. He wants to get 30 people to go out. After I lost my leg.
That sounds like an excuse to me, my friend.
Yeah.
It is. Just shit. The son she goes on about just turned up and he's a Jedi. The rest was 30 people didn't go out. It was no one went out. He'd already lost his leg. In fact, he was out picking mushrooms with her and they chopped his leg off. Your mother's dead, son.
Yeah, you need to work. You need to work on your bedside manner there, Klieg. Like Jesus.
But it's the fact he's his wife. He just doesn't care. Like he probably paid them off to come and get her. Like she was a slave as well.
He's
and
like, I can
be married.
I can get me one of those Twi'lek brides now. Like. So apparently this was unintentional. A lot of people here said the shadow looks like Darth Vader on the thing.
It looks more like Kylo Ren. It looks more like Kylo Ren now. I've just seen it with the.
Apparently that was completely unintentional though from George Lucas, which doesn't surprise me. But
it does look like Kylo Ren, you know, because his bun things like the helmet coming out in it.
Mm-hmm.
I like the fact that it almost looks like Darth Vader though, because it does foreshadow into like the next scene.
So this is my favorite part of the film.
I don't know why Duel of the Fates.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. I don't know why it plays. but it's so fucking epic that I don't care. Play it over Anakin's... Go, sorry.
When this film came out, did you guys ever see TV adverts for a newspaper that gave you a free soundtrack? And it was always advertised with this clip. And I remember my parents buying me a newspaper so I could get the CD. And it was literally just this song. It was probably an awful paper like The Sun or something.
It's so epic because it's a great piece of music, but this is playing over a still shot of silhouetted Anakin having a conversation with a Jawa. How is that real life conversation going on? It's like, I want to know where the Sand people went. Utini! That's what's happening in this scene right now.
Egg. Do you think there's a deleted scene of him going out to the cave?
Suka!
That bit makes me feel sick to the Mandalorian. To its credit,
it's like a Cadbury's cream egg, isn't it? Just cut the top off. Yeah.
If I saw people dip it,
raw eggs. It's like Rocky.
Again, Obi-Wan Noir.
We got super sneaky Metal Gear Solid. Obi-Wan Kenobi.
You guys going to be happy if the Kenobi series just him walking around Tatooine like he's in Geonosis? Machinery clanging. He loves them podiums, doesn't he?
I'm on a 116 at the moment. Okay, now I've got the clanging.
What second? Sorry, at 116.
116, 10, 11,
12, 13,
14,
15, 16, 17.
Right, I'm equal with you guys now. My bad. Sorry, I must have been ahead for quite a while then.
Wait, how far ahead were you?
7 seconds.
Oh,
we
Christ.
get
the legendary Christopher Lee.
Sir Christopher Lee.
Yes.
And Newt Gunray.
And Poggle the Letter.
I don't know who's the most epic person in this room right now, Sir Christopher Lee or Newt Gunray.
Or what Tambor?
But the Jedi. I thought my VHS cassette tape went bad because I didn't remember seeing that the first time I watched the movie. When I got it on video and rewatched it, I thought my video had gone bad. These are the problems that kids don't know about now with their 4K and their Blu-ray and everything. Man, they got Christopher Lee in this thing.
I mean...
Oh, God, it's a Crystal Skull alien. No! Here we go.
The Techno Union!
Nipple tweak. There you go. You got it.
Banking Clan will sign your treaty.
That's Darth Plagueis right there. The same speeches. The most horrendous piece of CGI I've ever seen in a movie, possibly ever.
Yeah, I'll agree to that.
Newt Gunray's like, for fuck's sake, my mate's still here.
It's just weird because you've got this furry guy on the left. You've got Newt Gunray and Rune Haku there with a different voice this time, apparently.
Yeah, like no one said the word separatists.
Yeah, I know. I thought... Is this 3 moons? Holy shit, I never noticed that. There's 2 suns and 3 moons. This is a free fall in a minute because he just straight up jumps off that cliff and dies.
Yeah.
Ah! You know when like gravity...
I think the Tusken Raiders like just send all the fucking animals out when they attack people. Like send the dog. Like Call of Duty 5, you get a 5 kill streak. Like they're sending out your dogs. He probably wiped out that whole species, which is why they never appeared again. They were like endangered.
I mean, I don't want to go into dodgy stuff with this now, but with how she's strapped to that thing, do we think the Tusken...
I cannot comment on that at this point in time. For the fact that this is a very sad scene.
It is. This is probably the best scene in the whole film. And I think it's actually acted very, very well by Hayden. I wish they'd have lingered on this scene. But this scene coming up in a moment, are we saying this is the scene where he is basically Vader from here on in?
It's like the tease of it, isn't it?
Like the name stuff in like episode 3 is just like formalities at that point. Like he basically is here.
And this is his The Lost will be. The moment he told Palpatine's like, yes, he's got a weakness again.
This is a really good scene.
I think Shimmy's a really, really underrated Star Wars character.
She comes back in Clone Wars as well. The Mortis trilogy. The Mortis arc. So everyone shits on this movie. I'm like, it's got some scenes like this. You know, the few and far between, but...
I actually need to go and break the seal myself, but I'm waiting until this scene's over because this is probably my favourite scene from this film.
I think his acting's good in this one as well.
Yeah. It's like how his sentence like trails off there and everything. So would we say it's still a better death scene than Marion Cotillard in The Dark Knight Rises? Look at this, like.
I mean, it's the angle of the head on this one.
It's the music in a minute when it builds.
It's when he looks up.
Yeah.
I mean, not Obi-Wan. John Williams was at the time of his life, like being able to do this.
Mm-hmm. Imagine that though, like 10 years go by and you finally see your mom again. You've got like 30 seconds to a minute with this music. Oh, it's like Psycho.
It's the eyes. This is Vader.
Yeah.
This is what I mean. Yeah, this is.
It's just like the big. It's like it's in him. It's.
This scene should have gone. Oh, I wish that would have gone on longer. That whole scene there.
Okay, I am bailing that for a second.
Was that a clear glass? No. That sounded like a clear glass. No.
Oh, yeah, it's not. That can't be Qui-Gon. I always thought, is that a Tusken?
I love how like Mace Windu just struts in like.
Struts in and just like cross-legged pose.
Take a seat, Windu.
Civilian.
So yeah, this sensitive. Like, I've got no issues with him.
This I don't know what people are. This is great. I don't know what people are chatting about.
If Yoda would have realised Anakin's mom's been killed and he's gone and killed a load of people because he killed someone, do you think Yoda thought maybe we should have took his mom back? Do
you think he specifically knows though? Because I think he can just sense that he's in pain. But I'd like
things happen, but probably not it.
I'd like to give Yoda the credit that he could probably put 2 and 2 together as to what would have caused that. But
yeah, they must find out his mom died because they want to know why it's in Tatooine.
Yeah,
and if Yoda and Obi-Wan would have found out.
I can just imagine that robe just being an absolute ball ache. Like you're trying to get into like in and out of ships, and then you try to close the door and like a bit of
Jedi that was like,
hey guys, how many drinks?
No drink. Oh,
so that's a 1 penalty drink then.
Yeah, and they said Jedi. I love Geonosians. A great design as well. Like they're meant to be creepy, weird, freaky, but they work. They're not scary enough for a kid, but they're good enough. Like you want to see them all dead.
Mm-hmm.
What the blazes is he doing there? Is that a disapproving comment?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That one was.
Speaking of Geonosians and like sound effects and stuff, I love the sound of their guns.
Yeah.
Really cool sound.
And their death sounds, that like screech thing.
Mm. Yes, yeah.
I just, again, like not in timing, but I just wish that episode 9, if they'd have finally said that R2 was telling the story, because George Lucas had always said that it was R2 that tells the story.
Yeah.
I get why I do like the epilogue moment of like that's the epilogue, but yeah,
I don't know why BB-8 went with Rey. Like BB-8 was Poe's droid. If that was R2 at the end, then fair enough.
Sorry, jumping back. Craig's like, oh fuck's sake, he brought it back. And no, but it's true because obviously at the end of 7, Rian Johnson got R2's going to be on in Ireland, not BB-8 because JJ wrote BB-8, so he obviously put that in to help Ryan. Happens in 8, and then I was like, fuck that, we'll go back to Rey having BB-8. I'm like, but it would have worked better with R2, especially the Luke connections and whatnot.
Yeah.
And also the scene in 8's really good when R2 projects the Leia thing. Like that's a touching scene.
I think in episode 9, watch along could be on the cards.
She's got the blue milk.
Outfit change.
Outfit change is going to get awkward.
I wish, as much as I will stick up for his acting in this scene. I think it's pretty good acting, to be fair.
I don't mind the scene.
I wish they'd have removed this because she makes such a big song and dance in episode 3 about him killing younglings. Imagine if he'd have contained that knowledge of killing them all, but the only person he had told about it was his father figure of Palpatine. When he brings it up at the beginning of 3, where he says, "Remember what you told me about your mother and the Sand People?" Like, I think that Jedi.
Is this awkward, or is she just?
I'd be awkward in this scene.
Foreshadowing.
Stop people from dying. That's awkward.
Dramatically throws the wrench.
Oh, condescending to Obi-Wan.
Oh god, it's starting, guys. It's starting.
Three drinks. I love this bit now. She says, "To be angry is to be human, Anakin." It's just like, you murdered women and children. Here, the memes. The memes.
Beautiful. I killed them. I killed them all.
So we need to talk about rules for episodes. Roles for episode 3. George, are you going to be Anakin? Because the Obi-Wan
happy to be Anakin, or I'm happy to be Anakin, or I can recite both. If you have a preference, in theory, I could recite both of them at the same time.
I can't, in good consciousness, play Anakin if.
I just put a knife across my face and
I
feel like I'm automatically put into the Padme part.
Yeah.
Can I play R2D2?
Padme, decided.
Well, there's that really sad meme of R2. It's like he was there when Leia was born, he was there when she died, and that did actually hit me. Like again, like 9. Like maybe my least favorite Star Wars one, but there are some good moments. This is definitely awkward.
Jedi.
She's there like rub the head. Good doggy.
And now he's gonna get P-sex from it. It's just like,
it's still sex. And it's still sex with Padme. So it's all good.
The other 2 gravestones are his 2 ex-wives that were slaves.
2's a coincidence, 3's a habit, right? So
guys, Padme or Leia? Which one would you rather?
I mean,
Padme.
We grew up with Padme, so I think that's another fair reply. Because 1 leg. You should clean that bandage. There's blood on it. I think ours is like, who the fuck is this guy?
Guy's just got like diabetes or something, or gout.
Sand.
This is a well acted scene. People shit on this guy, and this is his story.
Change costume.
Yeah.
And this is her final costume until the last scene of the film.
Yeah. This
is
meant
to be a funeral. Anakin's the only one wearing black.
It's brown.
He's got had a change of clothes.
Right. Okay. Soapbox moment right now. This is Anakin's story, and this film. You know what? This film actually. People say which do they prefer, like Phantom Menace or Attack of the Clones, and my favorite sort of like flip flops between them. I do think this film is like quite dull in some parts, but it advances the character of Anakin, and it is his story. And this film adds so much to that, in my opinion, way more than Phantom Menace.
3 can only work because of what they set up in 2.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Very much. It looks like they were chasing after the Leia kind of costume from Bespin, the white, dressed in white, middle chapter.
How about all the Jedi just random out? Like, we're all going to assemble at Palpatine's tonight.
I haven't talked about Mas Amedda either. But he probably gets more to do in 3.
The real life canon story of him is actually like really depressing. Like, he somehow survived until after Revenge of the Return of the Jedi. Apparently, he ends up as this like he gets sacked and he then gets like bribed and everything, and like he just becomes a sad, pathetic man that the entire world hates.
He wants out, doesn't he? Eventually,
yeah, but he can't do it because he'll die.
Mm-hmm.
I love that Sam Jackson got so much more to do. But even though like he's still not fully much like
still quite at the end of the movie he does, yeah. Because he excels in kind of like the action, doesn't he? In the quippy one-liners. So what's that deal with like the armbands on Padme's outfit?
It's just it's space fashion, Chris. Come on now.
Is it like she got like an iPod when she goes out for a jog to like?
We haven't drank in a while, so you know what? We're getting towards Geonosis. We're going to go to another Common Tree Ball factoid here.
You're gonna have an awkward smile? No, it's not really awkward, is it?
Okay, here we go. This is a good one. Okay, after the death of Yarl Poof, Treebor was chosen for a place on the Jedi High Council, and he participated in many missions during the Separatist crisis, along with fellow Jedi Shock T. He foiled an assassination attempt on Chancellor Palpatine, who's on screen right now, and participated in the Battle of Antar 4 over a year later.
So wait, if he'd failed at preventing the assassination attempt,
it balances out, because if he'd killed Tyrannus, he would have ended the Clone Wars, but he also did foil an attack on...
The most wink, wink, nudge, nudge there's ever been in film.
Yeah.
The courage to propose such a radical amendment. Jar Jar?
So did they do this on purpose? Jar is thick?
Yeah, definitely. They knew. They were aware. And there's that really sad story that, like, apparently after 6. I love this scene. Sorry, this is, you know what? As time has gone by, this is one of my favorite scenes in the entire prequels.
Okay, so I mentioned my 2 favorite condescending, sort of non-authentic. This bit.
Yeah.
That bit's amazing, and I want to know if Christopher Lee chose to play it like that, if it was meant to be authentic, if it was meant to be sincere in the script, but he just chose to play it like he doesn't give a shit.
He just, even at such a small, he just brings so much more gravitas.
Mm-hmm. I love the lore building in this scene, though. This is what I mean. I would have loved to have known more about this stuff with, like, Qui-Gon, maybe flashbacks or whatever. It's so good.
I love the chain. Yoda, Dooku, Qui-Gon, Obi-Wan, Anakin.
Mm-hmm.
So do I. Drink to Qui-Gon Jinn.
Yes, I'll agree. Yeah.
Qui-Gon would have joined him.
Yeah.
That's my bet.
Mm-hmm.
Jedi.
They seemed like... Oh, yeah, Jedi. They seemed like they were sort of like a band of people. I guess like Cypher DS, Qui-Gon, and...
Obi-Wan. They're probably all at the pub together. Like, yeah.
They seemed like... Yeah.
Jedi Hour takes like, 5.
Like Grey Jedi or something. Like they were kind of in between.
I love this.
Yeah.
Obi-Wan's naive.
Jedi.
It's just so naive.
Like he was ready to like sell him out in this scene.
I love the pronunciation. Sidious.
Sidious.
And I like that in Siege and Mandalore, this came back up. Because I thought, feels like, why didn't anyone tell anyone?
Oh, Christopher Lee's so good, man.
I mean, not to sound horrible, like they obviously only cast him because of how successful Lord of the Rings was. Like he would have got cast in big roles anyway, but I feel that Lord of the Rings straight to Star Wars was a big jump up. Like, okay, let's get him in.
He just commands your presence, though, doesn't he? That's Christopher Lee in a nutshell, though.
And for a small role, that's actually a big role, if that makes sense. Small role in the film, but big role across the climate of Star Wars.
Here's the thing: even taking into consideration the Clone Wars, the Sith were trying to prevent Darth Sidious from rising up.
Oh no, because Palpatine is the Sith. It's more just wanting revenge.
Yeah.
Separatist.
Yep.
Oh wow.
Dello Delegates. Fucking Dello Delegates. So JX has a couple more comments. He says, regarding Mas Amida, he was the second emperor, but was really just a figurehead for while the Moths were really in charge. Many suicide attempts. Damn, that's dark for Star Wars. And he says, I don't think Qui-Gon would have joined Dooku. It would be a real Snoke's throne room. Also, Grey Jedi isn't canon, which is good because it totally belittles
I'm with you. I don't like this Grey Jedi. It's like, oh, he can't be dark, but he's not light. He's the middle. I was like, we still really a Jedi. It's like, he just...
I love democracy.
I love democracy.
Can you imagine if Palpatine... That's why I can't get in political. I was going to make a comment about current climate.
I love his shoulder pads. Like I love like 80s fashion. Bring the shoulder pads back.
Do you think he kept the lightsabers in his arm for like 20 years?
Yeah, it's like the Assassin's Creed Hidden Blade, isn't it? With the lightsaber in the next one. I will say though, I know we're not at the third movie. Sidious's lightsaber is fucking gorgeous. I love that lightsaber. Jedi. I want to see that scene.
Yeah, I bet there's like 3 people, and then actually there's 200,000. Like,
there's so much more of this movie I want to see.
There's some of the deleted scenes are really good. There's Padme's family, which is really creepy, but like kind of helps for the funeral. And they're going to want to mention Count Dooku and the Jedi Temple.
Were the effects unfinished in those though? I think, or the library scene.
No, well, on the Disney Plus one, they're all there.
Oh, are they? Oh, okay, fair.
Some of them
separate then, as like a
separate thing. You can just go on the extras tab, and it's got all the behind the scenes stuff on the Star Wars film. So
awesome.
They've done a bit more than Netflix. Because Netflix don't really do behind the scenes, but Disney Plus just went for it. It's like fair enough.
Well, I think Netflix hire out the rights to the various different films. They don't actually own the rights to them. So when they actually own the films itself, they can obviously go and do those kind of extra behind the scenes stuff and everything like that.
There's like Irishman, like there's like what 1 15-minute documentary, but you have to search for it. You can't have it like with it.
Let's just do a time check. We're at 1:36:30, just past it.
I'm at 35.
The incredibly long conveyor belt sequence.
They're
just walking through
the
door.
Of a horrible level on Battlefront.
Yeah,
this is my least favorite Lego Star Wars level.
This part in the film, this whole sequence, apparently, it wasn't storyboarded. It was made up completely on the fly. It was added really last minute. And you can kind of tell, like, even the music in this scene's recycled. You get, like, the Yoda's theme playing over Anakin fighting, which doesn't make any sense. This does feel really awkward that they had to try and get C-3PO into this movie somehow, doesn't it? It just...
I always love that. I don't know why. Please wait. I don't know why. I love this.
This is really creepy.
You think it's like architecture, plot twists.
Like,
do you think they have to fight over who gets to sleep with them? Like,
it's like it's like the Aztecs from Indiana Jones 4, where they just come out of the walls. Do they have shifts? Straight down the middle. Oh, I swear there's one that gets cut down the middle.
Yeah, he slices one in half. Is it the next one?
I'm not sure. Yeah, this one. Boom.
Oh,
same depth as the letter. Free fall.
Yeah. One.
Oh yeah.
No one would survive this. I'm sorry. That was that a jump or a free fall? Okay.
A jump, bit of the same. Such a great
noise.
sound.
That gun sound, I love it.
Again, it's just Star Wars should have had Oscar nominations for the prequels, sound editing, visual effects. They're just too snobby not to do it back then. Granted, this is the same year as the Two Towers, but you know what I mean. It's this bit, it's when she stops and like manages to slow down the belt. Jedi reflexes. And the cape's still white.
Man, Anakin's so cool in this film. So cool. He is the chosen one. It is his story. We're about to get another free fall.
And we're going to get a feck ton of puns.
Machines making machines.
Shut me down. Is that a pun?
No, I don't think so.
Free fall.
Yeah.
I hate this scene. This bit here, I hate it.
It's the wing, 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 wing.
I don't want to have this as a spoiler, but wasn't this scene voted the worst scene in Star Wars?
It shouldn't be.
Out of the brackets?
No. Oh. We the one that won was Anakin and Padme on the balcony, episode 3.
But this is in the final, if I remember.
I'm gonna check. I'm actually curious. How many years ago did we do that?
That would have been 2 years, maybe 1 year ago, maybe.
Because I bet
I wasn't playing in that one. I was judging in that one, if I remember.
Here they just played the Yoda theme for no reason. And it's just that theme comes later on when Yoda fights, Dooku. So that tells me this was a really last minute thing. And Williams didn't have enough time to score this scene, so they just slapped together what other music they had lying around. I think this whole scene is recycled music from the rest of the film. Oh no! This scene.
Worst Star Wars moment, guys.
Yeah.
So, in the final note, it was the Maz Kanata Episode 8 cameo against Anakin. No, sorry, Anakin and Padme Episode 2 creepy thing one. And a monster picked Anakin's turn to the dark side. It got to the semi-finals. Did you notice?
Oh, someone's about to lose lightsaber, I think.
Is it a condescending comment?
How he rolls between the chompers. I love this bit.
I don't understand how his hand got free. I've never understood this bit.
Yeah, because it gets full on fused to the thing, doesn't it?
I always thought she died because of the way they edit this.
So hang on, how many away? So there's 2 more pods after this, and she's dead. So next one. So the next pod after this one that gets filled up is the one that she's in.
Look, how does it?
I do love this how he rolls away there. That's cool. In the next bit.
See, I always thought this was her when I was younger.
So that's the one extra.
Yeah, then it's her.
The next one should be
it's
hers.
The dramatic
right?
zoom in.
Mm-hmm. So this one should be hers now.
Yeah.
But it takes really long to go off.
It's about to come out though. It's got the orange stuff.
We didn't even talk about it. R2D2 with jetpack. What do we think?
Hate it.
No, not a fan.
I hate the oil scene as a kid as well. Episode 3. Look, how does it break free?
Are we counting that as loses a lightsaber?
It will show it when he stands up, won't it?
Okay.
Here.
There we go.
How does he get to stand up?
I know. See, is
this a condescending comment?
No, I don't think that's condescending. See, I always thought that Anakin had the same lightsaber all the way throughout, but then you realise he gets a spare at the end of this movie. He doesn't get the actual one until episode 3. Jedi, yeah.
I swallowed that wrong.
They're no match for Droideka.
I know where we're at now.
Filling the glass up.
This is the John Carter scene.
Yeah. We're almost finished the bottle, guys. Oh, they're in love in this scene.
Yeah.
Do we miss that part? They're in love. So who says that being awkward around chicks does not get you a wife? Because let us not forget, he gets married at the end of this movie.
And Natalie Portman too.
I truly, deeply love you.
Is this awkward for them?
This is awkward to me. I'm going to drink.
Yeah.
Anakin looks awkward now. She said it.
We were going to be friends with benefits, Padme. We had a good thing going on. Why did you have to say love?
I wish that was a line. I wish that was like, just go, you're my side piece. Don't even.
I think our lives are about to be destroyed again, anyway. Insert the Joker. You can say that again, pal.
Oh, here we go. Find you a woman who says, I truly, deeply love you.
The sad thing is, it's such a great song.
JX says, it deeply, truly upsets me when fan editors don't cut this scene to pieces.
And it's very romantic.
I do love this bit with the music, though, where it swells and you get like this is a great shot, though.
Do you think they pay for their tickets? Do you think they just fly in?
You've got that thing from episode 1 handing out concessions to people. So again,
one of my favorite Obi-Wan lines is coming up.
Yeah. So again, with like the Ridley Scott comparisons, like how George Lucas nicked like a bunch of stuff from Blade Runner. This came out 2 years after Gladiator. Do we think that had an impact with this scene?
I think
no.
so.
I reckon it would have already had previs. I think they just nicked
Sorry,
it from
but
John
that
Carter.
is so clear that she is reaching for something and sticking it in her mouth. Come
Yeah,
on.
but they don't have CCTV.
Condescending.
It's this bit.
That is the biggest yeah.
That's just prime Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Give him a point for a good joke. That was good. Okay, right. We're drunk now. Poggle the lesser impressions, everyone.
Yeah, it's the oh dear. Oh, you must have a horn there. It's that.
Yes.
I had all three of these as a kid. The Reek, the Ackley, the next week.
Quick point. What would you face?
The Reek is the slowest.
Yeah.
I don't want to face
sound effects.
The ridiculous one with necking pincers. I don't want to face.
This is just Battlefront 2 PTSD.
Wouldn't want to face
Felucia.
that.
They're on Felucia, right?
And this guy is just unhinged.
Yeah, that just really.
I've got a big phobia of rats as well.
They've got insurance.
And I hate it. Oh,
they have insurance like the Geonosian families that work there.
You just want Anakin still waving. And Poggle the Lesser's like Palpatine from Episode 9.
Maybe it's what gave him the idea.
Look what you have made. We need to do an Episode 9 watch along. I'm so down. She certainly was in the meadow.
Such a great creature design.
Mm-hmm.
Such terrible aim.
Yeah. Special effects still look great. Got to be honest.
He's tinkered with it enough to keep most of it updated.
This was actually a miniature, wasn't it? Not like all of it, but I know that it looks CGI because obviously there's so much CGI in the movie. But I swear they made the arena as a miniature.
There's a lot of blue. There's a lot of blue screens on the behind the scenes, but there might have been a very small miniature, maybe.
Newt Gunray, just like
he's waited 10 years. He's been waiting 10 years for this.
Don't you love the Nexu just like conveniently slashing her clothes to reveal her like amazing abs?
It's when she just has enough and just headbutts the pillar down.
Mm-hmm.
Bosh. It's the little cat noise. Do that.
Shoot her.
It's this bit.
I feel
and
really
then he realised. Yeah, then he gets absolutely obliterated by his cellmate.
Oh, we're coming up to the Geonosian that gets like fucking pole vaulted, like woo!
One of my it's one of the best sound effects. Whoop!
Okay, I guess the Jedi have like an ability. Well, no, because Padme does it as well. An ability to sort of like shield protect their crotch when they jump from on high and like land on something.
It's this bit. It's when he starts trying to crawl away. Subdued, growling.
Like, does he like jump on it and just like crotch first, straight onto the back?
Buckaroos it, doesn't he? Catches the chain.
That's cool.
The CGI is horrible on this bit.
Allow it. It's fine.
It's a great scene.
Oh, when does that one Geonosian just pop up? Like, what the fuck's going on? It like, boy, it like just jumps into like the middle of the screen.
Look at his jaw, man. His jaw rips off.
Oh. Does it?
Yeah, his jaw's gone.
Oh, shit.
It's the cheeky kiss.
Oh.
Is that a free fall?
That is a free fall.
That is a free fall.
I love this bit as well.
Yeah. Man, this comes on the TV. This bit. That guy. He probably has his own action figure and backstory.
It's supposed to be.
Jungle.
Finish her off.
Patience, Viceroy. Patience. She will die.
Do you think he spent 3 years doing that to all these mentalist leaders during the Clone Wars?
I fucking love the droidica. They're so cool. So this comes on ITV2 quite a lot. This movie, I believe, or one of the ITV channels.
Because it always cut for the break.
It's always at this scene, and I just watch it from this point onwards.
It was this bit in the cinema as a kid. Like,
yeah,
I wish I'd been this age to see like Mace be Sam Jackson with a lightsaber, not Mace Windu.
This part is over. So we were going to have a rule here of every single time a lightsaber ignites, and you can see
do it for free.
My boy Kit Fisto, commentary board.
It's the background ones.
Please, Chris.
Right, we need
Jedi.
I'm going to save that one for just after. Yep, Jedi. I don't think so.
I love the Super Battle Droids. One of the best designs again from the prequels. And I love the Mandalorian version of them.
Free fall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cape off, throw it off, get into the fight. So epic.
Although it doesn't make sense that Anakin, Obi-Wan, and Padme start running at the Jedi.
Oh yeah. This is awesome. This is awesome. I don't care. This is epic. Oh yeah, we carry spare lightsabers.
I love that weird girl that screams when she kicks off like, yeah.
Yeah, I hate that. Oh, hang on.
Is this a pun?
No, that's not a pun. Yeah. That's not a pun. That's just a statement.
One dead Jedi?
I love how the Geonosian cannons are like the same thing that comes out the blaster, but
that one just flies off. It just doesn't want to deal with her. And I love how the actor is still watching Obi-Wan.
CGI doesn't look good there, to be honest.
I used to love this.
I love how they're like a cross between like an alligator and a dog. The things that are pulling the chariots.
Oh, it's the shot of it's the shot of Boba just watching.
There we go. That's fun.
It's funny. It's funny. Oh, I love this bit.
Ultimate trailer shot.
Epic. Oh, back to back. Love it. Love it. So Sam Jackson wanting a purple lightsaber, and he got it.
It suits him.
He did. Yeah.
Toast to Coleman Trebor, the greatest Jedi Master. And I'm going to end on a factoid. It was later said that had Trebor been successful in killing Count Dooku, the Clone Wars might have been averted.
It would have. He didn't even want to kill Droid. He just went straight for Dooku. He didn't want to fight droids, Geonosians. Like, I'm going to take out this guy that was probably racist to me when I was a Jedi.
Sorry, you guys missed a lightsaber being lost.
Was it lost?
Yes, it was. He dropped it and then he picked it back up again, but that's still being lost.
One shot, bam, just like straight to the head. Love that. And again, it's the jetpack that fails them every time.
It's so brutal, hand then head. And it's the cut to Boba.
Does he get his
he looks up at Dooku.
No.
He looks up at Dooku like
out of his hand.
It's like he stares on. Boba's like, the fuck just happened?
So here we go now. We've got Jedi. That bitch, yeah.
The legend.
Fisto.
He became a legend because he smiled.
It's the smile, yeah.
Name me another franchise where a character can become famous for smiling. Is that a pun?
Oh, no, it's not a pun. I just hate C-3PO in this movie. I hate him. Oh, here we go. Do you call this a diplomatic solution?
I love this bit.
Oh, you dirty bitch.
Oh,
tell me more about your aggressive negotiations. Roger.
Obi-Wan's like, thank God I've got a lightsaber this time.
White? Yeah, okay. Yeah. Boom.
He just had enough.
Boom.
It's the misplaced hair. Like, that's when you know it's got to him.
Oh, the puns are about to start.
It's the sound effect.
Boonk. This is such a drag.
Oh.
I love watching. Oh,
Beside myself.
Beside myself. Drink.
It's that bit.
Boom, knock out the way, and then just I love that.
Here's the trailer shot in a second.
Stop cutting back to him. He's not funny.
Look how many are left, man. I mean, this must have been such a big deal, I know, too, to be a fan of like Star Wars in the 80s to finally get told you're going to see Jedi in action. And it's a good scene.
I know some people that would argue against that and say it's a terrible scene. But
let's have them fight.
Jedi. I love the super battle droids. Until they got stupid voices in episode 3. Like, get back to work. Got nothing.
All the other Jedi's are probably like, what the fuck, man? We want to live.
Ayla Sakura. Who falls to the ground before they even get the blasters out in the next movie.
Try to fake a death, stupid.
Plo Koon, my boy. Front and center right there.
Is the puppy? Look.
Love the music here.
It's like, mind the surrounders.
There are some lines that Yoda should just never say. It doesn't work with his speech, and this is one of them in a minute. That's terrible.
I'm sorry, but the clones should know how to do this anyway. I love that.
You could be one of those on Star Wars Battlefront. Yeah.
I'm going to take my last break before we get
penalty to the drink. Take penalty drink.
I'm taking a penalty drink and whatever comes as well with it.
Okay, we'll keep tabs.
I never liked the Phase 1 clones. I love them in Episode 3, the new designs.
Right, guys, we're adding an extra 2 drinks onto it. So he has his penalty drink plus 2 more. You know what? So I know, like, they never had like a single clone in shot, right, in costume. I actually don't think the CGI is that bad. Like, I get it. It's nice. It's nice to have everything in camera if you can, and they could have easily done it.
It's worse in the. It's the third one when you've got the head of Tamara and the bodies. That's when it's really noticeable.
Yeah.
I love the scene of Boba.
Yeah, it's quite a cool shot. He actually gets some really cool episodes in the Clone Wars as well, Boba Fett, where he tries to get his revenge on Mace Windu.
I think Daniel Logan as well probably abused loads, the same as Jake Lloyd, and I think everyone again. It's just mental when people giving abuse to kids.
I just think it's. I agree, like they shouldn't have given abuse to like him as an actor, but like it's just such an unnecessary backstory to Boba Fett as a character.
Yeah,
it's like the less you know about them, the cooler they are.
But I think it makes it a bit better that Jango Fett's in it.
Yeah,
because he's got more of a presence because of the surname. Oh,
this whole bit here,
Padawan.
especially when you've got Padawan, yep, and we got to say the line.
Good call, my young.
Good call, my young Padawan. The stuff here is great. I love some of the camera shots, like the mist.
I've always hated this. The Death Star.
Okay,
Jedi.
You 2, 3 Jedi.
3. Yeah, 4. Into battle.
Does that include the penalty drink or not?
So wait.
Yeah, 4 including penalty.
Yeah.
Cool.
So wait,
2 Jedi, 1 Padawan, 1 penalty.
The Geonosians created the plans and had the manpower to do it with the machinery, with the factories.
Then they started building the Death Star.
They started building on it and then passed it off to like Jyn Erso and not Jyn Erso, Galen Erso and everyone like that.
So yeah, so at some point between Episode 3 and Rebels, the Empire come down and wipe out the entire species of gas bombs because they basically don't want anyone to know that they'd built it. And then, yeah, I think it's just that. Well,
they wiped Geonosis out, didn't they? They basically leveled it to the ground. Kit Fisto!
Like, is he always meant to be a Rastafarian Jedi? That's what I saw him as. Like, I don't know if that sounds bad, but I just saw him as like he's meant to be a Jamaican.
Yeah.
Stereotype, like dreadlocks, smiles, lows, really cool. That's the vibe I thought they were giving him. Because it is space dreadlocks, isn't it?
Very good.
I've
Very
almost
good.
Time to
Where's
stock
one
up
of my
again.
favorite shots in this whole movie coming up? I love that.
Is it the dust?
Drops it. Yeah, it's the dust scene. Yeah, with the lasers.
We haven't had Padme entering freefall yet, have we?
Getting one of those on Star Wars Battlefront 2 PS2 was amazing. Getting one of those ships, it was all over. So great. I'd have loved to have seen more of this stuff, like the actual war. Yeah. Those were slow to walk in on Battlefront 2, but they were great. Rune Haku's voice change.
Shit.
His balls dropped for this movie, and then they will retract for episode 3.
There's that great Clone Wars episode where like Anakin interrogates Poggle Lesser, and Poggle Lesser's like mocking him, saying you can't hurt me because you're a Jedi. That Anakin just beats the shit into him with Force choke.
Jedi, yeah.
I love how Poggle Lesser thinks he's part of the Death Star plans.
Mm-hmm. I like how he's like Boss Nass as well. Like he kind of looks different to like the rest of the species. I love that. He's got like the sweet beard. I love the clone ships. I love them so much.
Wasn't one of the original George Lucas ideas for episode 3 was to have 7 planets having battles on at the same time? Yeah. I know we kind of got Order 66, but he wanted 4 battles developed.
Yeah. This is perfectly what I think that this movie, and I mean, I can't like really say this is a benefit of the movie because this is everything that's come after, but the enhancement from like the extra lore and Clone Wars and everything like that really does sort of make you appreciate this movie more of what it was trying to set up. As a movie on its own, I can understand why people don't like it, but
it's had time and development as an ally.
Mm-hmm.
I love this.
And I will say, I always had a problem with that. Like, we're keepers of the peace, not soldiers, but they essentially are. But they brought that back in Clone Wars Season 7, where Ahsoka mentions that, said, like, I got into this for, like, the spiritual stuff, like the Jedi stuff, but I've been a soldier, basically, since I started this thing. Yeah, this is cool.
I saw Krennic's name being mentioned, and I couldn't not talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
Krennic and Erso developed the Separatists, served them. It's unclear that Emperor eradicated the population. It's in Rebels JX. It's a really weird arc, but like Krennic wanted to see if it could be done. So his focus was. I've got a book I've not read. You know, it's this. It's basically a book about Director Krennic, and I've not read it yet. Apparently, it's like it covers the 19 years of Krennic and Galen Erso. I just can't get. I really struggle to. It says it's like Krennic, and I was like, I want to see Ben Mendelsohn. I don't want to read Ben Mendelsohn.
We're out of rockets, sir. We're about to get a free fall out of the ship.
Yeah. It's the really weird. It looks like a paper chain. Bad night.
Lower the ship.
Does that count as 2?
Personal feelings, get in the way. Follow that speeder.
I love how Count Dooku just doesn't care. He's on a speeder and they're in a gunship.
I need you. If we catch him, we can end this war right
just
now.
Just like Coleman tried. Are these all condescending comments?
Spelled from the Jedi Order.
Jedi.
Is this about 4?
She would do her duty. How much have I got of this left? Fuck it. I think we can get through the whole bottle before this is ended.
Chris, this stream should be renamed to Chris Drinks a Bottle of Wine, I feel.
Okay, that's the whole
I'm down to the final third, so we're like matching the Phantom Menace, a third per film. I think there's going to be more
left. So hopefully that will be enough to get me through the rest of the movie. I think it might, but
I've almost gone through 1.5 liters.
Condescending comment times. I love this.
This is probably one of my least
Jedi.
favorite fights. Yeah. No, I'm taking him now.
Condescending.
Oh.
It's just the pathetic like wisdom. I love this duel. You know, it's I don't like it massively, but I think it's underrated.
Jedi powers. I don't know if I'm gonna. I might actually get through all this. Damn it! I don't think so.
I love this. Like one of my favorite ever lightsabers in Star Wars.
The bent lightsaber.
It just looks so much like he shouldn't have a straight one. Like it suits like his gravitas. It disappoints me.
I think what it is with this fight is there just doesn't seem like there's many stakes to it. It's just
exactly.
sort of. It's kind of like the Phantom Menace thing, but at least with Phantom Menace, you had the music and you had like the spectacle of it with like 2-on-1 at least.
And it's really obvious that it's a stunt double too, which takes me out of it. You can see the wig.
Yeah. This feels like it's just like, you can't have a Star Wars movie without a lightsaber fight. We need to throw one at the end of the movie. And they kind of try to make it look as much as they can like Empire Strikes Back with the smoke and everything.
I love the fight in the darkness. Oh, God. I love how he just like stabs him. He doesn't like want to kill him. It's the weird little smile there. Ha! There.
Yeah.
Because I think, according to Battlefront 2, in the character bios, like Dooku's like one of the greatest swordsmen in the history of the Jedi. Is that Obi-Wan losing a lightsaber?
Yeah.
Technically, yeah.
Yep. I am a slow learner. Dual wield, motherfucker! Is this the only time we see a dual wield in the entire trilogy?
In live action, yeah.
I think.
Lose a lightsaber.
Yeah.
Yep.
So this is one of the things the sequel trilogy did right, is that they could glow the lightsabers in the dark so they could get the lighting perfect. And this one does it too.
It's really awkward because it's just like they're literally just doing this.
Spinning it. It's just because it's his stunt double. Like,
look at this. Look at this. Look at this. The close-ups.
Yeah. You can see. How? I mean, he did. I'm sorry, but you don't leave your arm open like that.
Lightsaber. They used some kind of power, didn't they? Is it like a Sith thing where it like freezes you for a second? I think Darth Maul used it in the previous one before he force pushed Obi-Wan. Oh, here we go. Right, thoughts on Yoda?
Such a long shadow.
Hate the duel. Love everything. Love the ignition. Don't like it when the duel starts.
Right. Do you think Yoda should have had a lightsaber fight or like use a lightsaber at all?
Yeah,
it makes sense for him to have one during, and it makes sense for him to not have one in the originals. But I don't like the whole frog thing. Jumping off the walls is too much for me. I mean,
this is like Red Letter Media again. He says that it's a lightsaber is designed for like a humanoid person to use because it's like a sword. When you have different species and different races, the lightsaber becomes unusable and you have to compensate to use it.
I just like the whole master apprentice dynamic with these two.
I really wish they would go back and tune up the CGI though on Yoda. Can we talk about the fact that Dooku is the only other second person we see using Force lightning, not counting like the lore and everything like that?
Rey Dooku instead of Rey.
Oh, Rey uses it. Yeah, of course she does. Yeah.
Do you think Yoda dabbled with the dark side to be able to absorb it?
Just crushes it. Yeah, I love that though.
I love this bit.
I don't use the Force, but by our skill with a lightsaber.
It's the build up. I still remember the trailer of Yoda pulling out the.
I don't remember the audience having a reaction though. Like everyone talks about like everyone like applauding and going crazy at this moment. I literally remember nothing of the cinema going experience of this particular movie. I remember Revenge of the Sith quite a lot. I remember like a dad specifically shielding his kid's eyes when Anakin was burning because it was really kind of like out there.
The stories I hear is that
say it. I like it.
I don't. Just the second ever Star Wars celebration was 3 weeks before this film came out, and apparently they debuted just Yoda bringing out the light hot drink.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And you know what? You know what Americans are like watching films. No offense, they'd have lost them. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, if I'd been at Celebration, they announced that. Like, I lost my shit when Rey jumped over the TIE fighter. I think it's about the heat of the moment and where you are. I think Yoda getting the lightsaber out would have been amazing in a crowd at an event like that.
It's the crowd mentality, isn't it? That has a lot of impact on you.
It's like Last Jedi, right? We were all there at midnight. Everyone went mental during the throne room scene.
Yeah,
and I went like I joined in. That was unbelievable. And I've to this day, I've still never seen that in English crowds. Infinity War was just full of nonsense, like just people screaming because they fancy them, not because it was like, this is amazing.
There was the Luke moment as well, where like I want every gun we have to fire on him, and then he just like dusts his shoulder off. That was a great moment.
It's when the first bullet hits him, and then like 100 more just keep going in. It's the more. That's become a meme, you know. Have you seen it?
Yeah.
It's the Karen meme. They put blonde hair on him.
What hasn't become a meme at this point, right? Like, let's be fair.
Like, Star Wars.
Look how look how pathetic you two are.
Is it bad that the original trilogy hasn't been memed as much as the sequel and the prequel?
They're good. They're solid. That's why.
I think it's harder because they're older.
Here's the thing: I would drink to the sequel trilogy. I would, but I know that people like 7 and 8. No one likes 9. Everyone's
I like 7.
Again. I don't think there's as much you can drink to in 7 and 8. Honestly,
I could drink to 7 and 8. I could drink to all of them, but I could especially drink to 9.
9. That's the 9 stands out. It's like, not because I dislike it, but 9's the most memeable already. It's got the most laughable. I don't think 7 and 8 has the instant meme effect. I think you'd have to dig out to create rules, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Maybe 8 could drink with all the nuns. So
I always wondered what this planet was, but it is still Coruscant, isn't it?
Is this the tower where he turns into Darth Vader? Do you think he's got like a costume waiting, like just in case this apprentice loses some limbs?
I love the music here, though. In a minute, coming up, really, really cool.
Our only actual Darth Sidious clip of the entire film.
Yeah. So JX says, apparently Dooku learned to be such a good duelist because he feared for the return of the Sith. Ironic.
Hold on. Ironic. I can't do it. I'll have to learn it for the next one. Are we going to recite the Darth Plagueis the Wires all together?
Of course we are. Of course. Episode 3 is literally going to be us drunk reciting the entirety of Episode 3 into microphone. That's what's going to happen.
Someone on my Facebook in a group I'm in has the entire Darth Plagueis script as an autograph for me and McDermott.
Oh my god!
Like,
you need to get that, and there's no one in the queue behind you.
That's what it's going to have to be. You're going to have to be the first one of the day in no queue.
Yeah,
I'm sure someone had it tattooed somewhere, and imagine
it'll be like Memento. It'll just be like every meme from Episode 3.
This is a cool scene coming up in a minute. I'm not going to lie. It is. I wish we could have seen more of the Clone Wars in the films, though. You know, not just the TV show. Go on, Yoda. Say the trailer line. Say it, you slut.
The Clone Wars.
There we go.
I mean, could you imagine it being around in 77 to get to 02 and they finally say the Clone Wars? Like, that must have been... I mean, The Hobbit's got obviously a prequel, but I don't think you have that kind of drop to what predecessed it.
Here's the thing, though. People who were fans of the original, do you think they gave a shit about these two movies?
Not at the time. Some would have. I don't think many did.
And the Imperial March right now, too. Like,
honestly,
I don't get a Bail Organa in this one, too.
This is easily the weakest of the three, I have to say.
Oh, yeah.
Straight off the bat. But
would you say this is your least favorite? I was going to end with that question. Would you say this is your least favorite of the 3 prequels?
It's my. Is it my second least favorite Star Wars film? Maybe.
What do you think?
Yes.
In terms, if you're just ranking these in terms of the prequels, what do you think this film doesn't have that Phantom Menace does have? Then, if you're going to rank Phantom Menace above this movie,
Is that a costume change, by the way?
That is a costume change. Thank you, Tate. You know what? I may as well down my drink.
There's nothing else.
Do you think Anakin killed the vicar for knowing their secret?
I'm sure that vicar has a name. I'm sure he has a Wikipedia article.
A toy.
I will read it up. I will find out who the vicar is, who married. Who is the priest? If I can type. God damn it, alcohol. Who married Anakin?
I will drink to this.
Yeah, I'm drinking.
I don't have a drink left. No dregs. The priest who married this is on like a forum.
Dun, 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 dun.
Credits. We hit it. We did it.
We did it, guys. We did it.
I got through an entire bottle of wine.
All right, I can mute mine now.
I'm feeling fine.
Rick
I can
McCallum.
now drink this water, which I'm very happy to do.
I feel fine. I actually feel fine. So
I feel fine as well, to be honest.
Same.
I think I felt worse in Phantom Menace, but I didn't probably drink as much in Phantom Menace.
We're going to be drinking more in Revenge of the Sith.
Three's going to be the killer.
It's going to be bad.
So this was
Right.
12%. I'm saying for episode 3, I bumped this up to 40%. What are you guys saying?
Go
It's
for
your
it.
choice. Depends on the rules.
So this said that it was lemony with a
Snicket.
waxy nuttiness. I don't taste lemon and I don't taste any waxy nuttiness. I feel cheated. It just tastes like white wine.
That's interesting. Ewan McGregor top billing.
I mean, it makes sense.
Then
Hayden was young.
Then Natalie Portman. Then Hayden.
Yeah.
Then
If it was tomorrow, it'd be Natalie Portman, then you, and then.
I'm very surprised that Samuel L. Jackson didn't try and get some form of billing in there. Even
Yeah, but he's a supporting role, though, isn't he?
Yeah, but Ahmed Best gets in there before Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah, but he got his name on the credit. Mace Windu.
Oh my god! I found the priest's name. I love Wikipedia, and this is canon.
No.
This is
Okay.
Guys,
Okay.
I'm sorry. Star Wars trumps any other form of media because every character has a story.
Yeah.
I'd argue Tolkien as well. I think they're on board.
Yeah, you know that lore better than I will.
Okay, the wedding of Anakin Skywalker and Padmé Amidala took place in 22 BBY by way of secret ceremony at the Varikino Lake Retreat in Naboo's Lake Country. The ceremony was officiated by Pontifex of the Brotherhood of Cognizance named Maxiron Agolarego. The only witness to the marriage were the droids R2-D2 and C-3PO. Despite this, however, the Royal Naboo Security Forces Captain Quash Panaka managed to find out about the wedding and likewise informed Supreme Chancellor Palpatine about it, thus resulting in Palpatine using this knowledge to tempt Anakin to the dark side years later.
It's all Panaka's fault.
It's fucking Panaka, yeah. Jesus.
I'm just going to screen share Disney Plus very quickly because it's teasing us with what's to come. Revenge of the Sith.
Oh my God.
What Tambor is there? And I'm going to unscreen share now. So, I feel fine. You mentioned, is this better than The Phantom Menace? I think The Phantom Menace, I think the story itself is stronger of what proceeds across the film. I think not the characters more interesting because this takes them, because this is essentially like, you know how like you get episode 4, it's standalone, it is what it is, then 5 and 6 are double acts, and sequel trilogy 7 and 8 are double acts, then 9 is, you know, what it is, and prequels is very much 1 is its own thing, and then 2 and 3, although there's a 3-year gap, 2 and 3 are more of a double bill than 1. I think the story is more cohesive in The Phantom Menace to set up the prequel era, and then Attack of the Clones can delve into it at the right time. But I also think The Phantom Menace has the fact that it's got the pod race, it's got Duel of the Fates. You know, I think there's just more going for The Phantom Menace.
There are bigger moments in Phantom Menace than there are in this film.
It feels more cinematic. This mainly has the Geonosis arena.
This feels like a setup film. It feels like they were trying
But
to
it sets up Clone Wars.
They were trying to put all the pieces in place just so they could have the big finale, and they weren't thinking about how well this film was going to pan out. They were just thinking, okay, we just need to get the finale right. If we stick the landing, it'll be fine.
I think he probably wrote not them together, but he probably wrote 2 with everything he planned on doing with 3. Because it's the whole I'm going to learn to stop death. Okay, big part of 3.
Yeah,
I think there's a lot in here. Okay, this is the film where they have to fall in love, and because of that, he has to restrict himself to this has to be the romance film, or 3 won't work because you don't need romance.
I think 3 does feel very rushed. Like it gets halfway through and like, oh shit, I need to set all this and get all this stuff in place for 4. Whereas if I do think 1 is like you didn't have to start it there. I do think you could have started it with like Anakin. I think you could have started it with Anakin training with Obi-Wan as your episode 1 and progress it from there. I don't know. Yeah, in watching it back, I think that Phantom Menace just slightly edges Attack of the Clones, and I think it's because you do have a kind of sense of good and evil in this. You kind of have like a nebulous clone army, which you don't really know if is good or bad. It's just kind of there, and then you have a droid force, which again, it's just kind of there. There's not really many stakes, and I think that the spectacle of the ending of Duel of the Fates and everything that goes along with it, you've got like the space battle, you've got the land battle and everything like that. There is kind of something relatively at stake. Everything in this movie just feels kind of this was a victory at an arena on a planet, and there's not really like a greater sense of anything. Whereas in Phantom Menace, you do have the parade sequence at the end. It does kind of feel full circle. So maybe it's like the structure of Phantom Menace that kind of ends it out, maybe.
Yeah, I think this is more a setup film. Like, not that they had the Clone Wars in mind, although they kind of did because they were working on that before 3 came out, and they had the 2D version as well, which was what did that air between 2 and 3, like across like 2 years. It was like a short film every month. Yeah. I think this is like the start of the 2-parter, and it has that. Not that it's safer. It's okay. We've got to reintroduce Anakin. We've got to bring Padme into it in a relationship. We've not got to do too much of Obi-Wan, but he needs to be more wiser than he was as the pupil in that film. And we've also got to set up the Clone Wars, and we've got to set up a lot more, delve into the Jedi more. And I think not that it's harder to do that than it is in 3. 3 is easier because you can just title in a bow like 3. Okay, I need to kill all the Jedi, kill Padme, have Luke and Leia be born, turn him into Darth Vader, done. That's all. That's the mandate for Episode 3. Whereas it's like, okay, how do I get to that? So I think, as I'll say with each of the 3 prequel films, the only thing it needed was a rewrite from an external person. Yeah, and it's just a shame that Lawrence Kasdan declined to work on the 3. I still like George Lucas directing them. It's more my kind of, again, childhood Star Wars angle of I love him. Like he just seems like a really nice guy. Like, yes, he's like, not, I wouldn't even say he's power hungry. He's just, because of what happened with American Graffiti, because of his 1138, he's so protective of his films because of what studios did. That's the special editions. That's just it's the struggle to, it's just not having trust in other people, and the people he does trust is so, I don't want to say thin because that sounds rude, but you know, he asked Lawrence Kasdan to come back. Lawrence Kasdan said no. He didn't go for anyone else. He asked Ron Howard to direct the prequels. Again, a good friend of his, very successful director at this point as well. Ron Howard says no. Okay, I'm going to direct them then. Even Clone Wars is like, I need to find an apprentice to do Clone Wars with me, which is Dave Filoni. He said in an interview he sees him as a son at this point, which is quite insane in a really cool way. But it's that kind of, not the attachment thing, but like I can understand in Lucas's pitching because of the experiences before, and also, you know, being the entire head of said company, Lucasfilm. Like, obviously it's his own company, but that's its own enterprise within itself. But
and Lucas has never liked the studio system, has he? Like,
no.
And this is why, as much as I hate Episode 8 with Rian Johnson, like when you look at the prequels, that this is completely unadulterated, 100% George Lucas right here. This is everything. This is all of his. This is 100% his say. And I can say the same for Episode 8 as well with Rian Johnson. So for good or bad, that is someone's vision, 100%, with no studio interference. That is them. 7
is definitely the okay. We've got to appease the fans of the originals. the kids that grew up between that, then the prequel fans, the people that dislike the prequels, the people that like the prequels. Like, I've always said I get why 7 is safer, and that allowed, and then then 8 had to be its own thing. Like 7 was so to the book, 8 needed to go. And I think it did, and obviously that did split people, which is, I've got no issue with that now. And obviously 9 was just too much of a, not to get into it, but
just get something together for the 9th film.
9's like, okay, Trevorrow. 9, there's a couple of things of 9. I mean, it's like, obviously, you know, they got Trevorrow in, the draft wasn't working, and then obviously you had Carrie Fisher's passing, which no one would have predicted at that point, and she was a central piece to that film. And you got Colin Trevorrow that couldn't do a draft with the idea of, okay, we can't basically not use the footage because they wanted her in it, and that became. I mean, even JJ, I'll give him this. I think the scene Leia had a lot with 9 fully done. Like I said, although I dislike the film, I liked a lot of bits in it. They handled Carrie Fisher a lot better than I thought anyone could have.
Yeah,
granted, it was deleted scenes. Some of the scenes were a bit weird writing around her, but the fact that we had her as an integral plot point to Kylo, which is what, halfway to 3/4 through the film, maybe like 2/3. I thought she'd be gone in the first 10 minutes. I think many people did.
Yeah.
So 9 was almost not an impossible task because it could have been done very differently, but they got some bits right. But it's the overarching story which to me lets it down. Like, I think the individual arcs for Rey and Ren are okay. Granted, I'd rather Kylo lived. I mean, I know that we should save this for an episode 9 stream, but I will always say, you know, I do like Rey. I think had she been the sacrifice for Kylo to then live and have to live with it in like hiding or whatever, I think that would have been far more powerful to the.
It is the Skywalker saga. I think with the sequel trilogy, and I don't want to harp on the sequel trilogy too much because this is, you know, like episode 2 that we're talking about. But I think they lost sight of the story and the heart of what Star Wars fundamentally is, the main story, the saga story at least.
Yeah. I think having Kylo Ren as kind of like his redemption arc, but it being at the cost of someone innocent, someone who's completely separate of that, would have been fantastic. Like,
and that's the thing, like, it would have been sad because obviously, like, the good thing, Ray, like, there are a whole generation of Star Wars fans that will grow up with her as their hero, which is cool. Bringing in like a different, not gender to it, because there are female Star Wars fans anyway, but that's cool in that sense of. I know it's strange, but when I went to Celebration 2016, it was like seeing all the kids dressed up as Rey. And that sounds really weird, but it's like you haven't really had that because everyone was adult dressing up as Leia, because Leia wasn't really someone kids could dress up as much as Rey because they didn't grow up with her. So like it was a really cool dynamic to that point.
I think a big problem with Star Wars ever since the initial success is they've always been chasing the idea of marketing the film to be acceptable and to be kind of seen within society and to be kind of marketed, if that makes sense. Like with the original Star Wars films, I'm sure they went into it going, like, we just want to make a good film. Like, they obviously didn't have in mind, oh, imagine if we had people dressing up as, like, Luke and Leia. Imagine if we had people going to conventions and stuff like that. They had no idea. But
I mean, they got on the convention trip quick. Like, they were at San Diego before 4 came out, and it was like a catastrophe. Like, there's stories of, like, I think the guy passed away last week, the head of publicity, that he's one of the people responsible for making Star Wars. I think, did the comics and book come out before the first ever film? And there was, you read into how like Foresight, and you know, not to get into even the original trilogy, where obviously the licensing, Lucas got the contract for I get complete licensing funding, fair play. People will argue that Episode 6 is the film where did it become the merchandise too quick because it wasn't to be Wookiees, we got Ewoks. I love Ewoks. I was 3 when I saw it.
Here's the thing. I feel like the entire series has suffered since then because of that marketing, because of that merchandise. Of course, we want to see merchandise from these films. We want to see stuff like T-shirts being sent out. We want to see all these different things like toys for kids and everything like that. But that shouldn't be the primary focus. And I feel like that has become almost the primary focus. I mean, we all grew up with Star Wars toys when we were kids. We all grew up with toy lightsabers, figurines, whatever you call it. Like, we all had that stuff. And with this new generation, I feel like it was the purpose of, we need a character who we can market, who we can have people dress up as, we can sell as many different things as we can off this one character as the lead.
I think
the thing is, they did that. sorry, they did do that with Boba Fett though in 1980. That was the thing. Like,
Yeah.
Star Wars literally. I mean, what toy figures were 6 inches before Star Wars? Like they created 3-inch figures because of Star Wars, so everyone could have it in their households. And not to say that that was his plan from the beginning, it definitely wasn't. But when you drop a Boba Fett figure in 1979, then he's in the film in 1980, and then all of that. It's someone described it. Someone I was listening to is really good. They compared Star Wars to Bond, where like Star Wars has reached this point in cinema now where what makes a good Star Wars film compared to a good film? You don't go into a Bond film and think, I want this to be a great film. Obviously you do, but you go into a Bond film thinking, right, here's the checklist. The car, the Bond girl, the villain, the henchman, the set piece, the song, And Bond became a tick list. And when I go back to Spectre, that checklist was ticked in the trailers. And then the film, I don't mind it, but it didn't deliver compared to the trailer. And I think Star Wars reached this category of, okay, like Chris, you mentioned earlier, Chris, we need the jewel. We need this, and not to get into Empire Strikes Back, but obviously we weren't at this age when 2 came out, right? When Episode 8 came out, I was like, okay, this has to be dark and gritty because Empire was dark and gritty.
Yeah.
Did people in 2001 think the film coming out next year needs to be dark and gritty? I don't know that because I'm not at that age, but I wonder if the discourse around that in 2000 was, is it going to be dark and gritty because this is 2 and Empire was? But we definitely had that in Last Jedi that, it's going to be dark, it's going to be gritty, it's going to be this, it's going to be that. And every franchise has it now, like the sequel's got to be darker, grittier.
It feels like it became bigger than the sum of its parts, really. Like, I think the story was told in 1983 with the trilogy. I think it was just like a solid trilogy of summer blockbusters, sci-fi action movies, whatever you want to say. And the story was told. And I think when Phantom Menace came out, it went more for the let's explain things, let's go into let's enhance the lore, let's expand this world. And in doing so, it opened it up to this massive
even more
of everything. Yeah, novel, and not to say that novels didn't exist before Episode 1 came out, but I think it made it much bigger. I think it definitely did it.
It's like what you said. We have a Wikipedia page for Commentary Ball.
Yeah, exactly. It became associated with things and aspects, whereas I think when the original trilogy was made, not to say that there wasn't a universe there, you could absolutely make that argument, but I think it was just let's make 3 solid movies with these characters that we have: Luke, Leia, Han, 3PO, R2D2, Chewbacca, etc. And then I think the prequels came out and really wanted to sort of make this a whole universe. And then I think 7, 8, and 9 came out, and it was more, let's bank on nostalgia for people, and I think that maybe that was more for profit gain. Like, we have Star Wars, let's make a book on what people remember from Star Wars, and then, as you mentioned, it becomes the checklist. Then it's like, we've got to have this, we've got to have this, we've got to have these elements, rather than going, let's make a solid trilogy, let's make a story that we want to tell within this universe.
And you're bang on with that because I forgot what I was going to say about 7, 8, and 9 now. Sorry, I had a really good point, but it's just slipped out of my mind. What I will say is just community. It's like, if you look at 8, not to harp on that show, but it doesn't have an outright lightsaber duel. The throne room is seen as the duel, but it's not a fully fledged lightsaber duel. And Luke versus Kylo isn't a fully fledged lightsaber duel. They're both character progression points. And you look at Episode 5. That's Luke's character arc, is going and getting battered by Vader. That's a character progression. Episode 6 is character progression because it's Luke turning to the Darth Vader, turning back. And 7, that's a great lightsaber duel, but that's all about Kylo and Rey's together. That kicks off the dynamic. Throne Room is a story choice. The Luke versus Kylo, if you want to call it a duel, whatever, confrontation, that's a story choice. And to 9's credit, granted, no one thought it'd be halfway through. The duel in the water, it's character progress to a point. Really, it comes in after with the Leia stuff. Whereas, like I said, I adore the prequels. You get to 3, and as much as I love it, and it does more so continue the story than the characters in 3. You get so many duels, but it's Star Wars because we need the duels, and Phantom Menace brought us this. What's Attack of the Clones going to do? Okay, maybe they don't like Attack of the Clones, but we're going to go all out for the next one because we're war, exclamation mark, line 1 of Thor. So it's an interesting journey. And yeah, I feel that there's a very interesting discussion to have one day, which we probably could do on the channel. I think they could be a real good. We did that amazing defending the prequels discussion once.
Yeah.
I feel like one day there's some ridiculously 3-hour discussion across just about 3 trees, whatever. But there are discussions to be had. JX just put a comment saying, I remember since the prequels concluded, the internet had been screaming, here's what the prequel should have been, to recite a summary of A New Hope and give it prequel characters. It's that I've had an idea in my mind for 16 years of who Darth Vader was, how he turned into Darth Vader. They definitely didn't expect a 9-year-old kid in the first one. They definitely didn't expect a whiny kid in the second one. And then you get to the sequel trilogy, same logic. We had ideas in that head since 1983 of what happened to the 3 of them after. No one thought Han and Leia would have split up. No one thought Luke would have failed and gone on his journey, which I will defend to death. And Luke's one of the best Star Wars characters. That is the most interesting plot point, is the fact he failed and what they do with him in 8. And I didn't see it coming, and I was a bit taken aback. But I respect that, because it was not that no one expected it, but it developed Luke better than had he been a perfect Jedi Knight. I think, and that would have been too boring. But yeah, there's a discussion to be had about Star Wars, and then you add in the fandom of not people arguing, but it's the biggest franchise in history. So of course you're going to get more people talking online about any choice ever made, and then you get its reputation. So there's so much to discuss. We definitely need to do another stream.
Probably in a more sober state than we are right now.
What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to throw up socials.
What we can all say is, what did unite the world?
Yes, I will agree. Do you remember when 9 was coming out and no one gave a shit about episode 9 and Mandalorian was
I'll be honest, there was a blissful time when I was in Austria where I was isolated in the mountains, and the only thing that I cared about in the world was, hey, look, Mandalorian, new episode, instead of, oh, shit, I've actually booked my ticket in advance to go and see episode 9. It was all like, oh, no, next episode of Mandalorian, absolutely. But guys, if you could stick around, or if you have stuck around to this time, please follow us on all of these social media channels. Please drop a like on the video, and please subscribe, spread the message of this channel, as we'll be doing a Revenge of the Sith one next month, as well as other watch-alongs, more quizzes, reviews whenever we can get them in. But there's loads of content going out at the moment, guys. I mean, we're all in isolation together, we're all locked in, everything like that, and we're just trying to keep the entertainment flowing. So if you
locked in with a bottle of wine and Attack of the Clones is the place I want to be. At the minute, we are kind of being drunken and belligerent, now let me tell you about Star Wars. Absolutely.
I swear, Chris, you're going to have a spare bottle of wine to go just for when we finished Revenge of the Sith, just so you could just go, okay. At the end of it, and we'll have a massive rant about all the Star Wars films after that as well. So guys, that was the Star Wars Attack of the Clones episode 2 Drinkalong. Thank you for watching. This has been fantastic live stream to be a part of. I thoroughly enjoyed it, more than I've enjoyed previous watchings of this film, I'll be honest.
Who knew that it took alcohol to appreciate?
Just to end, if there is any, I can't believe I'm saying this, but if there is any alcohol left, you have to toast it to Colin Trooper.
Yes.
Please do so right now. Before we sign off,
before his lightsaber extinguishes forever, we need to. Yes.
Great parenting here, guys.
There we go.
Disney at Disney on social media. Look at your boy now.
Is that really what was in his little cup that he was drinking from in episode 4 of Mandalorian? It was actually Jack Daniels the whole time. We didn't know.
I mean, he's 50, right?
Exactly. He's legal. Legal drinking age.
Okay, guys, thank you ever so much for watching, and we will see you on the next one. Goodbye.
See ya.